I know how difficult the last few months have been, and in a period of seemingly endless attacks on pillars of black excellence, it can be tough just to keep going. It can be hard just to keep the faith.
But I'm here to tell you that the future is bright, and we are the heroes the world has been waiting for. Because I know there's no warmth greater than the embrace at a homecoming. Nothing as cold as a pair of Air Jordans on the yard. No storm like Marshall at the Supreme Court or Martin at the mountaintop.
Medgar, Vernon, Oprah, Maya, Jerry, Langston, Andrew, Spike, Michael, Kamala, Alice, Jesse, Chadwick, Tony, Sweetness. Right.
Seriously, where's the algorithm for heart and soul? You can't capture the essence of our students through data points. Our dominance in culture and sports. The achievement of our alumni, it's not about spreadsheets. It's about something more.
Debbie, Felicia, Nikki, Doug, Sam, John, Lionel, Mel, Kwame, Ralph, Steve, David, Catherine, Mary. Our stories to tell.
From the amazing energy of the Dancing Divas to the legendary Marching One Country, it's clear we're about making history.
It is finally time to come together, and like the challenges we face all over, they are not unlike the challenges on the field. We overcome because we are strong, resilient, and most importantly, together.
One thing we can all look forward to, even as we fight the good fight, is our HBCU football season. Enjoy the game, keep the faith, and keep looking up.
We're at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Jackson, Mississippi for the season opener. Jackson State taking on Hampton University. Hello, family. I'm James Sadnott. Thank you so much for joining us. The rock group Queen back in the day had a lot of hot records, and one that has become synonymous with this Jackson State Tigers program is We Are the Champions. They've won 3 out of the last 4 SWAC championships and are the reigning HBCU national champions. Hampton comes in today trying to calm the buzz that is all throughout this city, and John Kelly has more on that buzz.
Yeah, James, these Tigers are stacked on both sides of the ball, and the center of gravity is head coach T.C. Taylor. Over his 2 years so far, he has really established a powerful, contagious culture, and man, his fellas, they are buying in on every single level. And they unleashed all their magic last season, winning 10 straight ball games. They ripped them off to win their big national championship. Indeed, Taylor understands players win games. Culture wins championships. And today for TC and his crew, it's big step number 1 for national title number 2. For more on the other side of the ball, let's check in with our Laurencia Moten.
We've got a little mystery here at kickoff. Hampton still has not named their starting quarterback. I spoke to the coaching staff earlier, and they told me that they're keeping it a secret till the very first snap. But here's what we do know. 2 transfers are in the mix. First one, Isaiah Freeman, 6'3", dual quarterback from Lincoln University. He can really hurt players with his arm and his legs. Then on the other side, Braden Davis, 6'5", very athletic, former Delaware Gatorade Player of the Year, brings that FBS experience from Syracuse. Now the main thing is, whoever the starting quarterback is, whoever gets that first snap will set the tone and start a new era for Hampton Pirates today.
Thank you, Laurencia. The stage is set. It's Hampton versus Jackson State next on HBCU Go. The sonic boom of the South is ready for Hampton and Jackson State. Now it's time for today's Coach's Game Plan, which is brought to you by Nationwide.
All right, let's take a look at the coach's game plan for Trenton Boykin right now. Hampton coming in here, a big-time underdog. They have to take chances today. Force turnovers, make some big plays, just wreak havoc out there. Yes, an all-out assault. They got to stay in this game, James. I'm telling you, they got to come in here and establish something early. And we talked about this during our pregame. This is a game for an underdog like Hampton to come in here and maybe catch JSU, not up to what they'll be at the midseason point. They've just been practicing against each other. So maybe come in, chop their knees out, and get something established.
And they're going to receive to start the 2025 HBCU football season. Ball is in the air. and 3 will be solved.
Here we go.
We'll have the starting quarterback for Hampton University. And Coach Trent Boykin was honest. He really liked both of the quarterbacks. It was a duel all the way up until Wednesday of this week. And Isaiah Freeman will be the starting quarterback for Hampton here this afternoon.
Yeah, you know, and a coach will like to do something like that. Keep it a mystery as long as you can because, one, he probably was having trouble establishing who's our starter. Good problem for a coach to have. I got 2 great quarterbacks. But also not to let Jackson State game plan for either guy. So keep a little off balance, a little gamesmanship, see if it pays off. But you got Isaiah Freeman taking the call.
Freeman, a former Offensive Player of the Year in the CIAA back in 2023, ready to get things going for Hampton in 2025. Jaquan Snipes is his running back. He sends Snipes in motion. Freeman immediately goes down. Quincy Ivory, the transfer from Florida, makes the tackle, and here is the starting lineup for Hampton. We've already talked about Jaquan Snipes, a couple of transfers at the wide receiver position, and Maxwell Moss and Tayshawn Johnson are going to be key on the outside. But Hampton wants to run, and they want to run often.
Yeah, they need to do that. Pound the ground and try and control the ball. Don't let the offense on the other side get it. They can just eat that clock.
This is Snipes, a smooth move in the hole, and he really came on late last year, did Snipes, after taking over the starting running back position 4 straight games in which he had at least 70 yards, and he sets up Hampton with a short third down and 2.
Yeah, man, Jaquan Snipes, he is a slippery, slick runner out there, so he is their go-to guy. They have a couple of threats that they can put in there to help out their quarterback, Isaiah Freeman, but we know when Freeman needs to throw, he can get that rock spinning.
Jackson State fans already bringing the noise here in this season opener on their home turf. In the split diamond formation, it's Snipes, puts his head down, and he looks to be short by a yard. So the Tigers stand up on this first possession defensively. It'll be 4th down and 1. But what we know from Coach Boykin is that they like to play all 4 downs, but here's that last play.
Yeah, you know, they do like to play all 4 downs, but this is what their defense for Jackson State loves to do. They swarm. You got Reed Polian back there, Ashton Taylor, Jeremiah Williams up front. These guys know how to shut it down. You called it, James. Going for it here.
Better than 60% last year on 4th down. That was 2nd in the Coastal Athletic Association. They're going. It's Freeman, and he breaks loose.
Wow.
Isaiah Freeman has speed to burn, and Freeman short of the end zone, but what a moment in your first Division I start. Isaiah Freeman goes for 61.
James, I'll tell you, that guy right there, Freeman, he threw for over 1,000 yards last year, but on 4th and 2, they give him the rock, they fake in the middle, he busts loose on the outside, nearly takes it to the house, but we talked about establishing big breaks, make something happen early. That's exactly what the Pirates did on that play. This momentum, you can feel it early on. This is what the team needs if they want to make a mark.
1st down and goal for the Pirates.
Huge play.
2 years in the Coastal Athletic Association. They were 1st 2 years ago and 2nd last year in rushing. Coach Trent Boykin said, we're going to run the football, and then we're going to run the football some more. It's 1st down and goal. Snipes sneaks through, and that's a touchdown. What a start for Hampton, taking on the HBCU national champions. And Jaquan Snipes sneaks in for 6.
James, I tell you what, Trenton Boykin, he said, look, they were picked 11th in their conference. They have a chip on their shoulder. They want to come out and prove people you've got us underrated. And based on that first drive, again, you want to come out, set your own tone. And I talked to one of the assistants coming down the elevator. He said, look, we're not trying to shock the world. We're just going to come out, play a solid game, show we can execute, make less mistakes. We can win this thing.
Brett Starling for the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and it's good. What a start for Hampton, leading 7-0.
Well, the Hampton Pirates on a roll right now. We got Isaiah Freeman giving it off. The Pirates up early on the defending national champs. Welcome back, everybody. And they kept it a mystery until right at game time. They brought on Isaiah Freeman at quarterback, and the Pirates, I tell you, Trenton Boykin feeling good about that. 4th and 2 going on the short yardage, and he breaks free down the sideline, almost broken for a touchdown. They score a play later, and they are up 7-0 right now. Hampton, James, coming in, punching the national champs right in the chops to grab a 7-0 lead. Still a long game, but as a big underdog, that's how you want to establish the tone.
Yeah, Coach Boykin talked about physicality being a part of the foundation for Hampton. It's in his 2nd year, and now we take a look at the coach's game plan, brought to you by Nationwide for Jackson State.
Yeah, that's right. You know, remember last year that the Tigers, they were upset at home, and they need to really get it going. They're actually upset in that game 1 of that season to Louisiana Monroe, and this year they got to bring that game 1 heat. You act like it's midseason. Make sure you got your game plan together. Come in locked in. Do not let up. So that first drive, they bent, they broke, they gave up the touchdown. A chance for Jackson State to come get their offense, multiple weapons, come reestablish. They are the champions and prove that no one belongs on the field unless they say you can.
Well, they have the All-American back there potentially to receive this kick. Terrell drops it. It'll roll out of the back of the end zone. You could tell he was fiending for a return.
Oh, yeah.
But it will come out to the 25. And Jacobian Morgan, the preseason Offensive Player of the Year in the SWAC, ready to get rolling. And Morgan last year had a fantastic year leading this Tigers squad all the way to the Celebration Bowl, winning that championship. And Coach T.C. Taylor said Morgan this year, he knows he's the guy, so he's going to come out much more comfortable, much more calm at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and a lot more on his shoulders this year without Irv Mulligan, the running machine from last year. And I'll tell you, Jacobian Morgan, he has really taken on that leadership role. Feels confident, feels comfortable, and T.C. Taylor has put him in control because he is ready to roll.
Terrell Jr. is the running back. In motion is the transfer, Nathan Rembert. It will be Terrell. A couple of yards on first down, picks up 2. And for Jacobian Morgan, he's from about 28 minutes away, played his high school ball at Canton High School, where he threw for more than 3,000 yards. He went to Syracuse, came back 2 seasons ago, and now he's a national champion. Morgan has to throw this one away, was facing pressure. And now it's 3rd down.
And James, that's what a smart quarterback does. A veteran, you've done this before. You don't take chances when you don't have to. It's early in the game. Sure, they're down 7-0, but just get rid of the ball. Don't take unnecessary chances right now. So he just put that out of bounds, lived to see another play, and they're ready to tee it up and try to make it happen right here.
Anthony Hightower III coming in on that corner blitz. So now, 3rd down and 8. Last year, better than 42% on 3rd down. That was 2nd in the SWAC. Morgan sets up the screen, finds Rembert. He's ripped down. Ball comes out.
Uh-oh.
And Hampton
Pirates
with the takeaway. So the Pirates score on their first possession on offense. They have a takeaway on their first possession on defense. And
result of the play is a fumble recovered by the defense.
James, you and I talked about this before the game. This is exactly what the Pirates need to do. Come out, take some chances, fly around, wreak havoc, and that's what they're doing right now. Defensively, following up their powerhouse
previous
offense.
Play is under further review.
So we're going to take a look at this one, but the big play, ball comes loose. And watch this. Rembert spun around, but I think he might have been down, James. You can see on that replay, it looked like the ground causes this fumble. Likely will come back. We'll wait for the official call, but you can see that on the body slam, WWF style. That ball then pops out.
And that's going to be a break for Jackson State, we presume, and gives us a chance to talk more about Nathan Rembert. He comes over from Mississippi Valley State, and he is one of the key transfers of this wide receiving corps. And Coach Boykin talking to the officials, trying to see if he can lobby for that call, but I don't think it's going to go your way.
Little persuasion now. Look closely. That ball was coming loose, but you could see, I think so. Once he was whipped over, Rember did a good job of hanging on to before he hit the ground, and then it popped out when his elbow grabbed the turf.
And so what they'll also have to check is whether he was past first down yardage. We saw Jackson State give up a fourth down to Hampton on the first possession for the Pirates on offense. But what a start we've had here to the season.
And James, I mean, look, we're only about 3.5 minutes into the game, but you have to like what Hampton is doing. The Pirates came in and a big-time 3-touchdown underdog, but you can tell they feel good. They're like, hey, we're here to play. We know we're equal.
Further review, the call is reversed. The offensive player's knee was down at the 34-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 1 at the 34-yard line.
Okay. Well, thank you, Preston Clipper, our referee. A 4th down and 1 at the 34. But unlike Hampton, Jackson State looks like they're going to send out the punter. So Donovan Warren is back to punt it away, but that's a win for Hampton. Even though they didn't get the turnover, they still force a punt on their first defensive possession.
They get the stop, so they've established some juice on both offense and defense. And the psychological part is what you want to do, James. I mean, physically, they may think, hey, we can't outman these guys, but they can out-heart them and out-gut them. So they're going to bring everything, throw the kitchen sink, throw the RV at them, and try to make them think, uh-oh, what did we get ourselves into? It's a dogfight.
Punt is away. It's
low.
Going to take a Pirates bounce. And Hampton will have good field position at their own 35. Just a 28-yard punt. And the punter is down. And there is a flag.
Running it to the kicker on the defense as a 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Big break for the home team.
And that's a tough penalty to give up if you are Hampton. Here it is again.
Yeah, he just couldn't get out of his way.
And that's like in basketball when the offensive player sticks that leg out. Warren, of course, not doing that on purpose. That's his follow through, and then he was run into. And so that's a 5-yard penalty. So on 4th down and 1, it becomes 1st down and 10 for Jackson State. And their first possession will continue from their own 39.
Now give Warren, that punter, a little credit. Kept that leg hanging up there extra long.
Travis Terrell Jr. taking it to the 46. That's where he's taken out of bounds. A nice gain for him. We talk about what Terrell Jr. does in the return game, but he's also explosive as a running back. He has moved into that starting role. Irv Mulligan, the Offensive Player of the Year in the conference, now gone. Terrell is going to have to step up now on the offensive end.
Yeah, and he was strong last year as a freshman, so he's got the goods.
Morgan's going to pump and run himself. There he gallops forward for a first down into Pirates territory. Stopped at the 39.
Now watch for a lot of opportunities for Morgan to be able to run today. They've got so much talent out on the receiving cores for threats. That will open up their run game for both Terrell Jr. and Morgan. So big chunk of change right there for the home team.
At the Pirates 41, a 15-yard gain for Jacobian Morgan. And there's a flag. Looks to be on Jackson State.
Snap infraction on the offense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
We've seen a lot of rushing already, but here are the top targets for Jackson State. We mentioned the transfer, Nate Rembert from Mississippi Valley, Jonas Fortillion, the leading returning receiver, and then Shamar Savage, the transfer from Prairie View A&M. All potential options for Morgan on 1st down and 15. Back at the 46. Another flag. And it is week 1 for everybody.
Yeah, you know, and that's something that you have to work out. Work
Ball
off the rust.
On the offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
But James, it is early. It's game 1, first quarter, but still drives coaches crazy because you don't want the momentum mental things to hurt you. You can't control always what happens when the ball goes in the air, but don't make mistakes like that you can control.
Tigers back on their own side of the field at the 49. First down and 20. Morgan to the air. Shamar Savage was the intended target, but Anthony Hightower III breaks it up.
Yeah, we know Jacobian Morgan can spin it. He knows how to throw that ball, though. Watch, a little bit behind his intended receiver. See that? No chance of catching it. Great job by Shamar Savage just batting the ball away, but he didn't have a chance to put his both paws on it.
Second down and 20 for the Tigers. A high-powered offense last year. Led the SWAC in points, rushing. Now Morgan, that's through the arms of Janalen Dupree. He put it right on him, but he couldn't bring it in.
The Pirates' defensive backfield right now, they are not giving any breathing room to these receivers. Morgan trying to find his guy, but you've got white jerseys all over them right now. Well played by the defense. They're making it tough to break free. And I can tell you, that was Andre Jackson Jr. swarming on his back.
On third down and 20, it's a safe run to Terrell Jr. He takes it into Pirates territory. Michael Matthews Canty, the sophomore from Fredericksburg, Virginia, makes the tackle, and it's going to be fourth down.
But once again, the Hampton defense doing its job. They didn't give up that first down. The roughing on the punter did. So far, both offensively and defensively, the Pirates really feeling good again early in the game. But once you establish something, you do it for your own mental frame of mind. You also start to let the other team know, we got the goods, fellas. Be prepared.
So Warren punts it away. Fair catch is called for. The ball's dropped. It's muffed. And Jackson State might have jumped on it.
They look like they were there early. It is Jackson State.
Tigers football after the muff by Maxwell Moss.
Ball in the field as the ball was muffed and recovered by the defense. By the kicking team. First down, Jackson State.
So a 31-yard punt and then the miscue by Maxwell Moss. Tigers in business.
Moss just felt that pressure, felt the bodies around him, did not concentrate on the ball. That is a monumental break. The home team hadn't done great on the defense on that first drive. Their offense couldn't find a gear right there. That energy, that boost, that shot of adrenaline, that may be what they need. Punch this ball in the end zone and get this game tied up.
And you talk about gears that Tigers want to get into. Sometimes special teams are like that spare tire. You don't think about it until you absolutely need it. And twice on special teams, the Pirates have made a mistake. And Jackson State still on offense at the 14. Morgan fires out left. Catch is made, and it's short by about a yard. Nice pitch and catch.
And this is where they really operate well. When you've got three great receivers in this short zone, you know, it starts to get crowded. But what they can do is force you to try and double cover somebody and get a free opening.
Morgan, tackle from behind, takes a big hit. Harold O'Neal III, the transfer from Shepherd, making the tackle. But now, Jacobian Morgan picked up the first down. It's first down and goal.
Well, James, you mentioned it. This offense knows how to score. They were in top 2 or 3 in every category last year. So when they get close to that goal line, they can smell it. And when you have a veteran quarterback with great receivers and also a running back that can get it done, there's no excuse that you don't get this into the end zone.
Ahmad Miller is the running back. Landy goes in motion. Morgan fires to the outside. And it's swatted away, but
might be a flag.
Flag comes out. So Cam Sturdivant was in coverage.
Defense, number 11. The foul happened in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. First down.
Wow. And we're going to Nathan Rimbert. And Sturdivant committed the fractal.
Take a look here. Yeah, he was there going for the ball a little bit on his back there, so you see him battling, and they were kind of tangled up, so he did not let the receiver have an opportunity to get to the ball. But had he not gotten on his back and just swatted, he would have been fine, but they got the contact.
First down and goal from the 2. And that's a rushing touchdown. Amari Matthews rumbles in. Tigers on the board.
Well, you give this team too many breaks. You know what they say, you dance with the devil too many times, he's going to follow you home. So again, 2 special teams mistakes. The defense gets a penalty down there in the end zone. And just like that, Jackson State gets on the board. Matthews with the touchdown.
So now, Gerardo Beza to kick the extra point. As Jackson State trying to knot things up in this first quarter. The kick is good for Beza. Jackson State and Hampton knotted up at 7 apiece. Amari Matthews, big man on campus. Jackson State takes advantage of 2 special teams mistakes from Hampton, and they tie the score 7 apiece as Amari Matthews takes it in for 6. And you can't give this Jackson State offense too many chances, and they're not going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, you got that right. And they are loaded on both sides of the ball. Their offense with so many weapons. So if you give them the chances, they will burn you. However, James, what a great start to this entire game. You've got a big underdog coming into the house of the defending national champs. They are digging in. They're putting their knuckles in the grass, and they are holding their own so far. All tied up, 7-all.
This ball will start at the 25-yard line. Now it's time for today's He Got Game, which is brought to you by Jeep. And for today's He Got Game is Jaquan Snipes. Already has a rushing touchdown on the day. And Snipes is a big-time returning player. And Laurencia has more on Snipes.
Yeah, gentlemen, Jaquan Snipes has had an incredible and admirable collegiate journey so far. He's overcame some devastating injuries. In high school, a lot of FBS institutions were on him, but he suffered a pair of arm injuries that required an insertion of a 12-inch metal rod. Now, last year, some injuries thinned Hampton's running back corps, so Raquan had to step up, and he did that. He had the team's best 539 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns, and he only started 5 games. So this year, he's looking to build off that amazing performance last season.
And Snipes, who had the rushing touchdown on the first drive, being spelled right now. Hampton, who's known for their rushing attack, it's going to be all day, all gas, no breaks. And on first down, they pick up just 1 yard. It's 2nd down and 9 for Hampton. Isaiah Freeman picked up more than 60 yards on their first offensive possession. But now some operation mistakes.
No, he was down.
He was down. Cannot get up and run in college football. And so Hampton going to be behind the chains on 3rd down.
But you can see this. He just kind of takes his eye off the ball, almost runs into his running back, and then that play is dead as soon as he gets on top of it and the knee touches the ground. That, for them, the Pirates have to feel good. That's all that happened, that they lost some yardage as opposed to losing the ball.
So now 3rd down and 14.
Little audible action. Seeing what the defense is giving them.
Play clock at 1. Freeman gets the snap. Pressure's coming.
Pressure.
And
that was a little
the
dump.
Screen was blocked by Jackson State. They had a good play call, just couldn't execute.
Yeah, a little messy on the execution, but you can see the pressure coming from the outside. Tries to dump it, but got a hand on there, it looked like, as well. So great defense, great pressure. It looks like Ashton Taylor, the big tough linebacker in the middle there, got his paw up and helped swat that thing down.
Ashton Taylor had a fantastic finish to last year. Tackle for loss in each of his last 4 matches. And he gets his hand up there to block down that throw. So now Nathan Rimbert is back to receive this kick. And the play clock hits 0. The flag goes down.
Before the delay of game penalty, timeout, Hampton. First charge, timeout.
Interesting place to call a timeout.
So we'll take a break. Jacoby and Morgan will be back on offense when we return. The hottest ticket in town here at the Vet. Hampton and Jackson State tied at 7 apiece. Jackson State about to get the ball back. Nathan Remberts back to receive. Ball is away. Rembert will scoop. Breaks one tackle. And then will scamper out of bounds. Good field position for Jackson State upcoming. Now it's time for today's He's Got Game, which is brought to you by Jeep. And Jacoby and Morgan, obviously the man to look out for Jackson State, was the Celebration Bowl offensive MVP, has a lot of notoriety coming into this season, but Coach T.C. Taylor said it's well worth it.
Absolutely. This guy's got all the tools. He's got size. He's got speed. He's also got a nice arm. Exactly why he's named preseason Offensive Player of the Year. And T.C. Taylor says, yeah, my man's got big-time talent, so I expect big things as he's grown into his leadership role as the veteran, the seasoned vet.
On first down, it'll be a run for Jackson State. And a nice pickup of about 4 yards for the Tigers. We talked about what they did on offense last year, rushing the football, and Coach Taylor is big on physicality as well. He said, if you can out-physical us for 4 quarters, good luck. Doesn't believe it's going to happen.
Yeah, you know what? And that's why they're so loaded this year. It's going to take a lot to stop these guys. Hampton doing a great job staying in this game, but when this team is hitting on all cylinders with the amount of talent, the experience, and now a national title under their belts, these guys will be tough to slow down. Runaway freight train when they're on.
Morgan going down near the 50. You can tell they're going to stick with this rushing attack, whether it's running the quarterback or any of their host of running backs in Travis Terrell Jr. or Ahmad Miller. Harold O'Neal makes that tackle. It's 3rd down and 4.
So we haven't really seen them find a rhythm on offense. They took advantage of the turnover and punched into the end zone, but so far they're still looking to try and hit their cylinders, find that rhythm, find that kind of universal vibe to get their offense in gear. So big pickup on this one would be a step in the right direction.
Shamar Savage by himself at the bottom of your screen. Morgan
batted
hit
down
as he throws, and the ball falls incomplete. Pirates putting the pressure on.
And Tayshawn Johnson up in Morgan's grill here. Great pressure. Their front line letting him through. Watch him come in here on that blitz. He just untouched, jumps up, snuffs it out. Tayshawn Johnson there to shut down that 4th down for the Tigers.
The Pirates defensively have played well on these first 2 possessions. You see the 7 up on the scoreboard, but that was a short field for Jackson State
after a turnover. But you're right, James. Like what we're seeing from the Pirates defense.
So Anthony Hightower, the 3rd, back to receive. Warren just gets this away. And Hightower, he drops the ball as well.
2 in a row.
There is a flag that comes in late. Hampton has been given the football, but Maxwell Moss, who muffed the first punt, he was relegated from his position. You send out Hightower the 3rd. He can't bring it in, and that might be a situation for Trent Boykin.
Yeah, I mean, and then suddenly you got a couple players. It's psychological. You start worrying about it. Routine catches. When you fair catch, you just concentrate on that ball and
After
hug
the play
it.
was over, personal foul, hands to the face on the kicking team, number 44, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
And a 15-yard penalty to boot for Hampton. So you can see Coach Boykin right now not very pleased with his special teams, and it's understandable because now it puts Jackson State in better field position.
Well, yeah, I think the penalty went against Jackson State, the kicking team. Didn't it push it back?
Thank you. So the penalty was on the kicking team, Jackson State. So that gives Hampton better field position. And it's 1st down and 10 from the 28. Freeman keeps. Nowhere for him to go. You see again, just looking up into the sun, strugglesome for Anthony Hightower III.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, James, with 2 times in a row that happening in both punt returners. That sun's got to be big and not only hot, but sometimes when you glare right into it, you do lose track of the ball.
4-yard pickup on first down for Jaquan Snipes. Still in that running back. Graduate student.
Good, no stem.
He goes in motion. Freeman on a quarterback draw, racing through. And after he sheds a tackle, he'll scamper out of bounds for a good gain. He's short of about 2. Ashton Taylor is the man that chased him out.
Ashton Taylor on the tackle for the Tigers. I can tell you, this is an action-packed first quarter, my man. 7-7. We've seen a lot happening on this field. Fumbles, penalties, turnovers. Lots of scoring.
Snipes hit immediately, and he will be short. So the same situation we saw in the first quarter. John Brown is the one that made the tackle, but on the first possession, Hampton went for it, ended up scoring. The second possession, they're going to punt.
I can tell you, Terenzo Quinn, the defensive coordinator for Jackson State, he's got to feel good about that. That first drive, not indicative of what he thinks his team is capable of. That was much more the swarm, the tough in the middle, not budging when you need to. Tough defense.
Jackson State looking like they might bring pressure on this punt. And there was movement.
Delay game. Offense, number 49. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So just the potential for pressure forcing the infraction. And it's been a rough day at the office for Hampton and special teams.
Yeah, and the good news for them, they're still in this game tied 7-7. So if you think about it, if they get rid of some of those mental mistakes in the turnover, they're leading this game. So you know that head coach Trenton Boykin likes the fact they're tied up, but hates the fact they've made these mental mistakes.
Ball comes away on a hop. Rimbert will have to watch it. Now scoops
it up late.
And then he drops the football.
Trying to get cute, a little bit fancy. Get burned when you do that. It looks like he might be hurt. Maybe just his feelings.
So no signal just yet. And now Tigers will keep the football. Well, the second time today that Nathan Rimbert almost put the ball on the grass. But Jackson State will keep possession. And this offense will come back out. So we'll take a break. But again, you said it, Rimbert being a little too cute doesn't bite them in the backside. HBCU Go delivers the best in black college sports to your home or mobile device. Go to hbcugo.tv or download the TV app on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire for the full HBCU Go experience. 7-7 between the Tigers and the Pirates. There's Terenzo Quinn, a good defensive stop from his unit on Hampton last time out. And now the offense for Jackson State ready to get going. You see, it's been a strugglesome start for both sides. 3 fumbles today combined. Just some early season jitters. Morgan hands off. And that's a nice run right up the middle by Ahmad Miller. But, John, we were kind of talking about it. These are some players in new places. Maxwell Moss, he's a transfer. Nathan Rimbert, he's a transfer. And you want to come in and really make an impact on day one.
Well, and your emotions are running high, so sometimes you press a little too hard. You got to catch your breath, let your heart rate get down, and start playing like that.
Jacoby and Morgan slaloming into open grass, and he takes it into Pirates territory. Stop at the 43, and Morgan is the calming force for Jackson State.
Yeah, he's that seasoned veteran, and that's the type of play that can help reset your mind and reset your soul to help you get going here. And Morgan right now says, I like the taste of running.
Morgan keeps it again after picking up 21 yards. Another explosive play for the senior. Tackle made by Will Hicks in the secondary.
And number 15 is one of the reasons that head coach T.C. Taylor can sleep well at night, because he knows he has a young man like that who is a great leader, taking on more leadership this year without Irv Mulligan, taking more of this offensive pressure on his shoulders. He wants it. He's showing he can handle it.
Sturdivant comes off the outside, and now a nice run right up the middle. And Jackson State utilizing this rushing attack to their advantage, just short of a first down by a yard, a pickup of 9.
Yeah, Denario Davenport getting the call on that one. So they're establishing this, looking good on the ground. We haven't seen them do much in the air, but so far pound it out. If it works, don't stop.
Davenport stopped behind the line this time. The cavalry comes in for the Pirates, and Corday Sagasine was the first man there.
Yeah, the defense, great pressure up front and comes flying in there. That is what you do. We talked about flying around, making things happen, trying to cause some havoc, and that was Cam Studefriend right there putting the pressure on, shutting him down coming out of the backfield.
So a 5-yard loss, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. So Jackson State will have a 3rd down and 5 when we return. This has been a fun first quarter.
Yeah, man.
Second quarter is on the horizon. Getting ready for the start of the second quarter. It's knotted up 7 apiece between Jackson State and Hampton. And Laurentia Moten is downstairs with Trent Boykin.
Coach Boykin, you guys started this game extremely strong. Got the first score on your first offensive possession, and then you guys got to stop on your first defensive possession. What do you guys need to do to get the ball rolling again?
Just we can't hurt ourselves. You know, we had them 3 and out, and then ran into the punter and 3 and out again and dropped it. We can't make those mistakes against a good team like this. You know, when we're rolling, we can roll. We can't let them get any momentum. So we can't have those type of penalties or mishaps.
Thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the game.
3rd down and 5 for Jackson State from the Hampton 25. 0 for 3 on 3rd down in the first quarter. Jacobian Morgan, 4 rushes for 40 yards. He might be an option. Tigers go to the air. Catch is made. Tackle is shed. And well done by Janalen Dupree. First down and goal for Jackson State.
James, a well-developed, slowly developing play as Morgan just kind of hangs back there and lays it out. Dupree outruns the defense, makes a nice move there, shakes the tackle, sets him up.
18-yard pickup. Donario Davenport right into the end zone. Touchdown.
How about that finish?
The acrobatics might have been better than the rush, but Davenport, the transfer from Louisiana Tech, scampers in for 6. Jackson State, their first lead.
Man, you know Davenport was practicing all summer for that when he said, brothers, when I get in the end zone, watch me go. The Olympic gold medal, the shake, the bake, the turn, the round off. Oh, we cut him off, but we got the Tiger.
Beza back for the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is good. But Donario Davenport gives Jackson State their first lead of 2025. A hop, skip, and a jump for Mr. Davenport. Well, Tigers hoping there are a lot of push-ups this season for scores. They were getting those biceps right last year as they were a top team in the SWAC in scoring. And this year, no different. Donario Davenport, his first rushing touchdown for the Tigers. The transfer from Louisiana Tech played just 4 games last year after suffering an injury. So he's happy to be here in Jackson, Mississippi, scoring for the Tigers. And a timeout being given to Hampton. So before Jackson State can kick off, will be a timeout. Well, the battle for the real HU returns. Howard and Hampton face off in the Truth and Service Classic on September 20th at 4 p.m. at Audi Field. Witness history and watch live on HBCU Go or tune in through our broadcast affiliates. Check your local listings.
You know, James, aside from that big 63-yard run by Isaiah Freeman in that first quarter and the defense letting that slip by, Jackson State hasn't played a bad game. You know, they started to step up. We saw their offense starting to find its rhythm. But really, Hampton, a little frustrated because they started strong, but they haven't been able to establish anything after that first drive. Mistakes are killing them, but at the same time, you don't see that rhythm that they had on that first drive.
No passing yards today for Hampton. 84 rushing yards, but a big chunk of that was that long rush from Isaiah Freeman on fourth down, which set up the touchdown. So now, Hampton ready to go on offense after this kickoff. Ball is away. And this one will drop in the end zone. Another touchback. But Hampton on the day, they're known for rushing, and here is what they've done already today.
Yeah, James, we talked about what they wanted to do. Ground it out, control the ball, keep it away from the other team. They've got 80 yards on the ground, but that was one big chunk basically from their quarterback, Freeman, controlling the clock, doing a decent job. But they've created some problems for Jackson State. So I like their intensity. I like the way they've been flying around. And early on, they were able to establish that. So not far off what they need to do. Big underdog, only down 7 right now in the second quarter. So they are still very much in this ball game.
And Braden Davis is out at quarterback.
Wow.
For Hampton. So Davis, the better thrower of the football, not as elusive as Isaiah Freeman, says his head coach Trent Boykin. And now Davis will get a chance to run the offense. We talked about it there. Decision was made on Wednesday. Isaiah Freeman with more experience playing 3 years at Lincoln, but Braden Davis was a former 4-star recruit going to South Carolina first before transferring to Syracuse, and now he's at Hampton. On second down and 8, Davis throws. Catch is made by Donovan Shepard, and a first down is picked up by the Pirates, a pickup of 10.
Yeah, good pursuit in the defensive backfield from the Jackson State Tigers. Good job by B.J. Washington getting over there. So Davis now in there, running that offense, flings it out in the flats. Great pursuit. Good job by the defense, not letting this turn into a monster pickup.
Yeah, Davis, the former Delaware Gatorade Player of the Year. So you know he has the pedigree. You know he has the potential. Now has to put it on tape for the Pirates. First down from the 36. Handoff. Shepard sneaking forward, and a nice chunk as he moves the pile for the Pirates.
Yeah, that's what every great running back's taught to do, like Shepard did on that one. Keep those legs pumping like pistons. He was actually able to move that entire defensive front there, get those extra yards. Good pickup on first down.
Pickup of 6. Davis, quick throw. Catch is made by the tight end, TK Passant. He picks up a first down as he's bulldozing defenders as well. And Braden Davis orchestrating the offense pretty well on these first 2 sets of downs.
James, they call that the yak, yards after catch. Again, they're just kind of playing it conservative with a passing game, but a good job by getting outside here and then pushing that ball downfield, picking up the yardage, moving those sticks.
They came into this drive with no passing yards, so also giving a different look to Jackson State, who was starting to key in on the rushing attack. Pirates last year were second to last in passing yards in the CAA, something they want to grow in 2025. Davis
looking for it
over the middle. had a man, but could not connect with Marshawn Ferguson Jr. Incomplete, second down.
First time for Brandon Davis looking downfield, and really the Pirates haven't been trying to throw vertical like that going deep. Brandon Davis took some time here, had good protection, fires it up just off the mark. Again, coming off the bench in this, what's shaping up to be in the first half, a quarterback bake-off. See who can win the job, but it was a tough one for him. Yeah, Braden Davis right there, making it happen just off his receiver.
Davis will keep, and he is upended. The ground causing that fumble. A nice tackle there made by Ashton Taylor, but it's third down and manageable for Hampton.
Yeah, Shamar Hawkins also getting a piece of that one too, the open field tackles. So it's what their defense knows what to do. They're cracking a little bit here and there, but these guys, you can feel that momentum starting to come. They want to establish themselves. You pointed out, shut down the run, so now the Pirates being forced to throw the ball so they keep some balance.
Davis with time over the middle, and catch is made, but the hit laid by Kamari Rogers short of the line to gain.
And that's what this JSU defense needs to do, wants to do. Come up and put the hit on people and establish yourselves. Lean on that offense. Lean on them in the trenches. Put the hits on when they come in that backfield. Make them think twice about coming across the middle, because you know their presence is going to be felt. So that's what you want to do and establish, and that's how this offense right now will get back on the field for Jackson State.
So now 0 for 4 on third down is Hampton. Back to receive this kick is Tyquan Henderson, former high school teammate of Jacobian Morgan. Henderson makes the fair catch, and we will take a break after that 37-yard punt. Jackson State back on offense, leading 14-7 on top of Hampton in this season opener. The repeat bid starts today for Jackson State. The reigning HBCU national champions, Jacobian Morgan, has had an excellent game up to this point, as he's been a part of the rushing attack. Donario Davenport has a rushing touchdown. Amari Matthews has a rushing touchdown. And Jackson State backed up a little bit on this possession. First down and 10 from the 8. Morgan back to throw. Nice ball. Catch is made by Fortillion, and he's brought down rather quickly. Tackle made by Anthony Hightower III.
Yeah, Jonas Fortillion, expect to see a lot of him and hear his name a lot this season. One of Morgan's favorite receivers. They call him the Freak Show because he does freaky good stuff.
And talk about freaky good. That front was fantastic for Hampton, quickly forcing the ball carrier down, and that was Cam Sturdivant who led the charge.
Yeah, Sturdivant's having a solid game over there on defense. He's just coming up. You see him bust through the line. He's not the biggest linebacker on the planet, 6'2", 185, but he is shifty, he is slippery, and he knows how to find that ball.
Jackson State 1 for 4 on third down. Picked up a big third down last drive, which led to the score. Now Morgan through the air, going over the top, through the arms of Shamar Savage, incomplete.
That's the kind of threat they have. They have 3 receivers that can stretch that field out. Morgan looking for him, had him, lays it out just about a half foot too long here. Great route by Shamar Savage, just outrunning the defense. Has his man beat, but does not have the opportunity to reel it in.
Missed it by just that much.
Yeah, Morgan, you know he wants that one back.
And this has been an adventure for Hampton, receiving punts today. Anthony Hightower III, after muffing the last punt, was able to get back on his own fumble. And now there's a delay of game penalty on Jackson State.
Number 38, 5-yard penalty. Correction, half the distance to the goal. 4th down.
So now Jackson State really backed up. Ball will be spotted just at the 5.
Yeah, this is when you make sure your long snapper and your punter are locked in, connected. Let's get this thing right.
Ball is away. It'll take a hop. And picked up by Hightower. Can't break a tackle. And Hampton will have the ball from their own 46. Or
nice
after
job.
46-yard punt.
Yeah, nice job by Eric Simmons right there, getting down there in a hurry to shut down that Hampton return.
And now Hampton's back on offense. They had to improvise a bit because they were late.
Yeah. Take a look at this, James. Yeah, a lot of flights were delayed. These guys got in late yesterday, did not practice here at the field. So what they do, they got over here early. We're going to do our walkthrough and run through out in the parking lot. So cleared out some spaces, and the big boys putting their football game out on the concrete.
Now Braden Davis is back out at quarterback. Throws it on the swing. Catch is made by Donovan Shepard. And again, Shepard as well as Davis, these easy passes, they made it easier on Caden Davis.
Yeah, you know, Braden Davis right now, he's the guy that, you know, in a battle with Isaiah Freeman. So both of them, sure, feeling some pressure right now. New school, new system, and quarterback job up for grabs. So what you want to do is take a deep breath, breathe through your eyelids like they say in the movies, and just relax, play the game, because both these guys are talented. Braden Davis now at the controls, a chance to show he is the man, QB1.
Another short run. This one will have Hampton short by a yard.
And James, we've seen a lot of great pursuit, lateral pursuit on that one by the defense. The Tigers really know what to do. That was Carmelo Jones getting out there, making it happen. But that's what they want to do. Establish that front, dominate the front line, and push the Pirates' front line back into the backfield and show we are the champions.
2 downs to get 1 yard for Hampton. Davis hands off. Jaquan Snipes does it on the first tote. And a first down is picked up for the Pirates.
We watched Jackson State all last year. They are loaded. Both sides of the ball. Their defense top 1 through 5 in every single category, and that really helped them towards that end of the season. They ended up winning 10 straight, 8 straight victories at home. They were undefeated, so they want to keep their hot streak here, dominate this house, and prove when you come in here, get ready for a war.
And Hampton last year in league play lost 4 of their 7 games by 1 possession. They were tight ball games. We're in a tight ball game right now. First down and 10 in plus territory. Pressure is picked up. Davis maneuvers in the pocket, now escapes. And an excellent throw. Isaiah Smith makes the catch, and you see the ability, the moxie from Braden Davis.
Yeah, this is how you keep that QB1 job. Braden Davis under all kinds of pressure, started to run, but then kept his eyes head on a swivel, finds the receiver out there, makes the pickup, another first down. Well played, Braden Davis.
14-yard pickup, and after the momentum was starting to shift in favor of Hampton, a timeout taken by Jackson State.
First charge, timeout of the half.
We'll take a break. Hampton on the prowl.
We're back at Jackson State. The Tigers up 14-7. Braden Davis with the visiting Pirates. He's in a battle for that quarterback 1 job, and this is how you can establish yourself as the man. Watch him. He sees the field here. Not a lot going on, so he steps up in that pocket, and he finds out, yeah, we are all jammed up in the front, so he tries to take his time, bounces like a pinball to the outside, and then a lot of young quarterbacks would just go ahead and try to run this one out. He unleashes it late, right on the sideline to Isaiah Smith. Well played, Braden Davis. A connection, first down, keeping the drive alive. They can tie the game up on this.
Davis 5 for 6 on the day since coming in at the quarterback position. Isaiah Freeman had the big run, helped Hampton earn their first touchdown. Braden Davis trying to earn that second. Numbers coming up Davis will hand off to Snipes. The spin for Snipes. Picks up good yardage on first down. We talked about the rushing attack for Hampton, but if they can add the passing attack with such a strong running game, then they can really be dangerous.
Yeah, and against a defense like Jackson State, you need to be dynamic. You cannot be one-dimensional because eventually they will catch up and start punching you in the mouth. So you come up and try that run over and over, they will shut it down. Davis right now giving them the extra dimension.
Quick throw for Davis. Catch is made by Jaden Wimberly. And Wimberly a short gain. For Hampton now, they're in plus territory. You already know that their head coach is aggressive, and so now really have 2 downs to get these 6 yards.
And they love nothing more than getting it as halftime tied up at 14.
1 for 5 on third down today. Braden Davis has been cool and calm since coming in. How does he handle this third down?
And how does he handle this JSU defense trying to breathe down his neck?
Pressure from 5. Snipes just eludes one tackle. Looks like he lost his shoe as well as he dove forward. It'll be 4th down and short for Hampton.
Yeah, man. Jaquan Snipes loved the effort there, jumping right out of his cleat, but not enough for that first down. So once again, they like to go for it, James. They're coming for it.
Donovan Shepard has to come in for Snipes. Shepard trying to find his way through, but he's short of the line to gain. Tackle made by Reed Pulliam, with B.J. Washington, and that's a 4th down stop for Jackson State.
Head coach Trenton Boykin for the Pirates, as you made clear early in this game, they love to go for it on 4th down. However, when you're taking on the national champs with a defense like this, 3 points maybe is the move here. Try to tee it up and kick it, but they went for it. I don't mind a gunslinger, but that time shut down. The defense steps up, closes the door, and they've got 5 minutes left here. Jackson State with plenty of time to put another 7 points on the board.
Amon Miller going to be the running back for this possession. Jacobian Morgan and company, more than 100 yards of total offense. They lead by 7 on top of Hampton. Excellent pursuit by this Panthers defense. That's MJ Moultrie II, the transfer from Stephen F. Austin.
This is great intestinal fortitude. Blows through a blocker, gets up, makes the stick. That's a one-man show to shut that down, losing the yards.
A loss of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 12. Clock runs under 5 minutes. Jackson State, 10 straight wins, including a SWAC championship and the Celebration Bowl. Now on the misdirection, nothing there. Once again, another loss as this Pirates defense feasting.
Feasting is a great word. They were swarming in there right now, just hammering. And I like, James, what we're seeing from these guys. They know they're taking on a great team. They know what firepower they have. But when it's down in the trenches, they are mixing it up, keeping it tight, and really putting pressure for Jackson State to step up and do something big, and they're just not giving it up.
A loss of 1 on the play, so it's 3rd down and 13 for Jackson State. Morgan evades. Flag comes in, so Morgan just throws this away, and it's 4th down.
Wait for the call on this one.
Holding. Offense number 79. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So a quick 3 and out forced by this Pirates defense, and now they get the ball back with 1 timeout and plenty of time.
James, really nice job by the Pirates defensive backfield. That's what you call a coverage shutdown, because again, Morgan was trying to get loose, had some time on the outside, but could not find an open receiver. And even with someone up front on his team making a hold, they couldn't make the connect. But great coverage by the Pirates defense.
So Anthony Hightower III has taken over this punt returning job after Maxwell Moss's muff in the first half. Ball's almost blocked. It was really close. But now it'll scoop up Hightower.
What is it?
Goes down at the 20. Didn't want to allow the ball to roll too much farther, but almost got himself in some hot water.
That's risky.
Right there. And Hampton almost had the block punt, but now the field is flipped for Jackson State. 62-yard punt with no return. And Braden Davis, who started to find something for Hampton on that last possession. And for more on Hampton, go down to Laurencia Moden.
Thanks so much, James. Now listen, the motto this season for Hampton is DHTT, and the entire team is wearing wristbands like this, which means doing hard things together. Now, obviously, going up against the reigning national champions is a hard thing, but Coach Boykin told his team that as long as they lean on each other, everything will be all right. Back to you guys.
This team is big on playing for one another. Says that there's talent on the team, but also they really enjoy playing with each other. There's a lot of camaraderie, and that's how they play in these tight situations. They're on the road versus the reigning national champions, as you said, Laurencia, and they lose 2 yards on first down. Second down and 12 for Hampton. Braden Davis back to pass, throws a screen to Snipes, but he is brought down. Ball pops out.
Wow.
And Jackson State looks like they have possession. So what a change of momentum.
Yeah, we take a look at this again here. Connects on that little screen pass, the pressure and the hit, but he might have been down. We're going to have to see this one to see what the referees say. The ball does come loose, gives it up to Jackson State.
Yeah.
And there it is. Jackson State felt like they had possession, but Snipes was down. Play was bottled up, so nothing was really there. And now it's going to be third down for Hampton.
It's under further review.
Going to take one more look. But in the middle of all that, James, whatever comes out of this, it was great pursuit, great pressure. Once again, the Jackson State defense doing a nice job of not letting those screen plays develop, even though they connected on the pass. That pressure, the hit afterwards, potentially causing a fumble. I believe based on what we saw, he looked like he was down, but you got to make sure. So that's why you have these replays, because everybody wants to feel that it's the right call on the field. We'll get a good look here from another angle. And right there, his knee is already down. Ball's not loose yet, so this should be a pretty quick and pretty easy call.
And it seems like the ground caused the fumble. And although the Tigers were excited, they thought they had forced that fumble. As you can see, our excellent cameramen and our excellent people in the truck stopping it right there so you can see that Snipes was down with a knee down, and it will be Hampton football. Definitely nothing there for the officials to change the call on the field.
And James, as you point out on those spectacular replays, big love to our production team. We got camera guys and women out here working very, very hard. We have people back in the truck, so thank you guys for making this look great. We love the super slow-mos. We love the insight, because then we can help illustrate it and get it down.
And you see Jaquan Snipes, he's just trying to get back rolling. He had such a good year last year, and when you have a really good year late in the year, and when you have such a good year last year like Jaquan Snipes did late, you also want to get rolling, because as a returner, you feel the need to put your team in the best position.
Yeah, without question. And again, Hampton comes in. We'll wait for the
down
call.
by contact. The spot is the 19-yard line. Third down.
So as we expected, but yeah, Hampton, a couple of games under 500 last year. They actually, their coach feels their record should have been and could have been better. Lost only a couple of games by a few points. They easily could have been a couple of games over 500 versus a couple of games below 500. So he likes this team. He knows they have some inexperience, but he also feels that he can establish something here and try and set the tone for the rest of their season.
1 for 6 on third down are the Pirates. Braden Davis at the controls. Clean pocket. has a man who's hit immediately and will have to wait on the spot. It will be
the sticks are starting
first
to move.
down. So Maxwell Moss, big time catch.
Well, James, Isaiah Freeman got the start. Braden Davis so far, he has come in and he has just been very just lucid, fluid, feeling the magic, feeling easy, connecting with his guys. So he has full control of this offense right now, giving them a chance.
13-yard pickup, now a flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So 5 yards back after the false start penalty. And here it is. You see in conference play as well as against other HBCUs last year, just so many tight ball games. 5 losses by 7 points or less. And those penalties are things that can get you beat. And you don't want to see that here, especially against the national champions. And we see another
more flags.
False start.
That'll drive you nuts. Trenton Boykin probably feels they don't have that turnover. They're trailing right now by 7, but if they didn't make a couple of their early mistakes, they could be in the lead.
Start. Offense, number 80, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Back to back. Yeah, that'll drive a coach insane.
So the tight end, Chaos Watford, picks up the penalty. So they just picked up a first down. Now they're close to where they started. This is first down and 20. Davis hands off to Shepard. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. And with the clock at 1:58, we should be here for our 2-minute timeout.
That is the 2-minute timeout. Timeout on the field.
Well, Hampton and Jackson State battling right now. We'll be back for the final 2 minutes of this first half. Don't touch that remote at halftime. The Sonic Boom of the South takes the field for the Capital One halftime showcase to bring us a big band performance you don't want to miss. Right now, a long way to go for Hampton. A couple of mistakes, a couple of false starts. They picked up 1 yard on their last play. It's second down and 19. Davis is back to throw. Fires to the outside, and that's Shepard with some space. Looked like he wanted to hurdle, but he picked up the first down. And cool, calm, and collected is Braden Davis.
Yeah, Braden Davis right now. He comes off the bench, doesn't get the start. He's 9 of 10 passing right now, and their offense looks like it's in a completely different gear with him at the controls.
26-yard pickup for Braden Davis and Donovan Shepard. Now on first down, another throw, this time to the tight end. And that's TK Passant. A nice pickup. It just seems like Davis adds that throwing element, which you have to have at the quarterback position.
Timeout for an injured player.
And James, as you alluded to, a level of just comfort, right? And I mean, you're in control, and especially when you're the quarterback, you got to be that leader and make sure everybody gets behind you. You've got a man down out there. That looks like Reed Pulliam, the linebacker, number 7. So not sure if it's cramps, but that happens a lot when it's hot. So get him some Gatorade and some water, send him to the sideline, stretch it out, and get him back for second half.
And now it's time for our Tide Scholar Athletes. Juju Ganthier and Jency Riley are today's Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Tide, a tight end from JSU. Jency is a graduate student who produces his own podcast called Life of Riley that discusses sports, fashion, and sneakers. In Hampton, Juju is a graduate student who actually had a perfect attendance record in high school. So we wish both of them congratulations on being this week's Tide Scholar Athletes.
Juju, come on, man. The perfect 4.0. I'm telling you, as a big-time athlete with the time you have to put in and then your studies, that is monumental. Nice work.
Snipes racing forward. He picks up a first down. Hampton sideline thinks there was a horse collar tackle, a pickup of 13 for Jaquan Snipes.
We can see where that balance from Braden Davis, giving them by putting the ball in the air, opens up the lanes like that to start giving them more breathing room back on the ground. They're more of a 1-2 punch here with Davis, clearly.
Cam Silas pushed him out of bounds, but another drive that is rolling for Hampton on first down.
Big sack.
Davis is sacked. Quincy Ivory, the transfer from Florida, brings down Braden Davis.
Big number 6, Quincy Ivory, coming off the edge, just slips right by the defender, or I should say the offensive lineman comes in and makes the easy sack.
So a loss of 9, second down and 19. Davis back to throw once again. Excellent in the pocket, a little dump off. Jaquan Snipes,
there's the ball.
The ball's on the ground.
Whoa, that sprung loose like a cannon.
So offensive lineman Emery Durso recovers the fumble.
That would have been brutal.
How many balls have we seen on the grass here today?
Out there trying to shake and bake, but just got a paw on the ball, slapped it out. Snipes sees that thing go sailing, and the big man, Russo, there to squash it.
So Ashton Taylor punched it loose.
Almost got his head ripped off.
He forced the fumble, and now a timeout on the field. Ball must have some Vaseline on it. It keeps coming out here today.
Like a greased pig popping out there. Greased pig skin.
Also, we've seen, again, whether it's defenders, whether it's players on special teams, they're trying to make these plays. And these are potentially game-changing plays. As Ashton Taylor just forced that fumble, he's one of the returning leaders from this team. We talked about what he did last year, had a sack in each of his last 3 games last season, including the SWAC championship game and the Celebration Bowl. So he's come to play as a senior and one of the returners from last year's championship team. Now it's third down. Davis, deep drop. And now it's the ball free again. Is that a sack fumble? What a play from Jackson State. And it's Quincy Ivory again. So Ivory has 2 sacks on this set of downs and then forces the fumble. The trifecta for the former Gator.
Man, Quincy Ivory comes in, going for that ball like a guy that just got out of jail wanting something to eat. I'm telling you, he was untouched, but this is the second time we've seen him come off that edge. He just swatted, had the ball in his sights. He could have just put a big hit on him, but he went for the ball and got it. Well played.
Well deserved that turnover belt. They lost Joshua Nobles, who was their leading edge rusher last year. He's a transfer into the state of Mississippi, but Ivory taking his place and doing an excellent job.
That's the D, the JSU D we know and we saw all last year. So these guys have so many weapons.
So now on first down, Morgan
launching.
Big throw outside, and it was out of play. Wanted to go for it all, but actually that's not a bad play there as he threw it out of bounds.
With 7 seconds left in this game, man, go for it. You got one more play now, so wind up, try to flood one of the zones and maybe sneak someone on the other side. But go for it right now. See if you can get a free one.
And they have Gerardo Beza. His career long is 48 yards. And with Hampton playing this deep zone, Jackson State's going to run it right up the middle. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. And just short of the end zone, almost took it to pay dirt.
What a great call on that
50-yard run for Ahmad Miller.
That was spectacular. A little draw play there. He found some daylight. And look at Miller here just turning on the Jets. He just split the defense right up the middle, shook some tackles, almost got it to the end zone. Phenomenal effort.
Well, Miller's eyes got big. He thought he could break the plane, but he was short by 2 yards. And an explosive end to half number 1. Jackson State leads by a score. 2 rushing touchdowns for the Tigers here today.
Welcome inside the Veterans Memorial Stadium. The score right now is 14-7 in favor of the Tigers. Now here at HBCU, we love to highlight these athletes both on and off the field, and we do so with a little series that we created called Beyond the Huddle. Now we asked these student athletes who their mentors are, so let's see what they had to say.
Most important mentor, I would say my whole family. You know, they all have a part into what I do and how I am. So I would say my whole family.
My most important mentor and my hero is my dad. He has the most influence on me. He's been there with me every step of the way, through the good, through the bad.
The most important mentor in my life so far is my mom. Anytime I'm feeling down, I need words of encouragement, I talk to my mom. She gets me back to the place where I need to be, so definitely my mom.
I say my pops. My mom is more so like a heart-to-heart person, so this is on the inside, but the outside world, get to see my pops. Everything, the way I walk, the way I talk, speak is behind my pops, so I say my dad.
So I say that my granny is really, she showed me the ropes of everything, like everything, how to be tough, you know, when you're younger, things that you do, some of the things that may hurt your feelings and you start crying. She just told me how to be tough, and I feel like just growing up, I always carried that with me. I carried everything that she taught me from when I was a baby until now. Like, that's my favorite person in the whole wide world.
The most influential person has been, the Lord. That's where I find my comfort and my strength from. And during the most difficult times, He's seen me through the lowest when a lot of people weren't there or when they didn't see behind the scenes. So that's my biggest mentor.
Well, all the family members and parents watching, never underestimate, because these young men are watching and they truly look up to you guys. Now, when we come back, Jackson State's band, the Sonic Boom of the South, will take the field. So don't even think about touching that remote. Stay with us.
The 2025 Celebration Bowl in Atlanta featured SWAC champion Jackson State against MEAC champ South Carolina State. Here's HBCU Go's Trey Boston with a flashback of that day.
I'm here on location at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium for the Celebration Bowl. And today, we're starting with Media Day, getting up close and personal with Jackson State and South Carolina State before game day. Tomorrow, what do you envision? What does it look like for you?
This game's so intense, they could blink one time and I might run for 100.
Yes, go.
Feel me? So.
And there you go. Look at running all the way.
I don't care if they pack the box, they bring 9. We're gonna get it done.
This the big one. We got here for a reason, and I just don't want to come up short because I know we're made for Atlanta, and we're going to finish here.
I've been here 3 times, and I walked through that tunnel as a loser 3 times. So I want to go through that tunnel on tomorrow around 3, 4 o'clock as a winner,
It's always us versus us, man, and we've been working on the fundamentals, pad level, hat placement, going back to install 1s and 2s, and then last but not least, getting healthy, man. Yeah. It's been a really trying season in terms of trying to stay healthy. Now that we're here at game week, we're just kind of focusing now in on our opponent.
What are you guys most excited for tomorrow?
The big plays, the connection, definitely displaying the speed, displaying the arm, just going 1-0 big plays. That's the goal.
Now you talk about going 1-0, what does that mean?
1-0, winning every play, every down, every second. 1-0.
All right, now guys, want to see y'all ball out. Good luck tomorrow. Hit us with a handshake, my boys. Hit them with a handshake. Yeah. Call God.
Bulldog Nation will be in the building. You best believe that. Now, I'm sure Jackson State gonna bring a few fans.
We're here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and it is officially game day. So I'll be taking you guys inside the fan experience, talking to the people, seeing what's on their mind. Hey, so let's go! All right, we're here outside the fan experience. Talk to me. What school are you going for? I see you with the Zetas, but what team?
I love Jackson State University.
Give me your Chinnisberry imitation.
Win the day every day.
Yeah.
1-0.
You got a score prediction for us?
I say 21-7.
Okay.
JSU.
We're going to take this thing 28-21.
JSU 28. South Carolina 14.
Now, were you here in 2021 for the last?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
A surprise upset. They had Deion Sanders. We were supposed to get thumped, but it didn't happen.
Will it happen again today?
Of course not.
There's something when you actually played as a player, as a coach, and you're also able to mentor the young men. So I think T.C. Taylor knows that this is his time. He's going to bring home the win for JSU.
The Jackson State Tigers. You can celebrate in the SIP. You are the 2024 Cricket Celebration Bowl champions.
This crowd was crazy. We in the NFL stadium. I know I had to show out.
Man, it means so much. I'm a hometown kid. Came back from Syracuse. Came back home and I could do something a quarterback never done at Jackson State.
Yeah.
So, man, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Man, we've been here 3 years, man. The third time's the charm, man. I'm just so excited.
Yeah.
Just to even win this, man. It's a blessing, man. Like, that's why I'm so emotional, man.
You ain't never seen no bulldog beat no tiger. It's just that this one was on ABC and not Animal Planet. Like I said, you talk that talk, but you gotta walk it. If you call me out, you better back it up. I'm real confident in myself, and I know you hunting me. I'm the tiger. I'm coming to hunt first.
Herb Mulligan, the SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, with the Tigers on his back again.
Seeing the guys, man, it was amazing. It's an unbelievable feeling winning a championship. A lot of the guys not knowing how to feel, not knowing what to do. But I let those guys know, no matter what, you're a national champion. This game was a close one at the beginning. I'm talking into halftime, you thought that this might just be a nail biter. But JSU made sure to stay physical. They felt like they were the bigger team, the stronger team, and for 4 quarters they did that. Amazing to see them come out with their very first national championship. That's a wrap from the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Jackson State's first step to return to the Celebration Bowl starts with today's game. We'll see how they do in the second half against Hampton, after more of the HBCU Go halftime showcase. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Capital One Halftime Showcase, where the score right now is 7-14. Now it's time to take a look at our halftime stats, brought to you by Capital One. Now, when we take a look at these numbers, the biggest thing that stands out to me is the rushing yards. There's no surprise there for Jackson State. 115 to 103. They lead the SWAC conference in rushing yards last season. And those 4 fumbles, those costly turnovers by Hampton, they've got to limit those. I had a chance to speak to Coach Trenton Boykin, and he said that this team needs to get the ball rolling by making sure to stick to their fundamentals. Now, don't go anywhere, because James and John will be back after the break and make sure to go through the rest of the game. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the Capital One Halftime Showcase on HBCU Go Sports. Brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Preparing for the third quarter between Jackson State and Hampton. The Tigers leading the Pirates 14-7. Welcome you up into the broadcast booth. James Hadnot with the former Cornhusker John Kelly. And
Long ago.
John, don't date yourself.
Hey, man, I played when they wore leather helmets.
I'm showing love. But, of course, between Jackson State and Hampton here today, it's been the Tigers who have taken advantage of some of Hampton's miscues, but also early on, it was Hampton who got things going.
Yeah, Hampton, opening drive, busted it open, and looked like they were going to take some control here. Jackson State, the defending national champions, first half, though. The Pirates coming in to sock them right in the face here. A big run, Isaiah Freeman breaks loose 63 yards. Jaquan Snipes takes it in just like that, 7-0. But from here, James, we talked about it, they started to discombobulate the Pirates, fumbled the ball, coughing it up. Also some penalties cost them, and their head coach right there, Trent Boykin, was not happy about that. Watching Jackson State suddenly get back in the mix and make it happen. How about your guy right there, Denario Davenport, up and over for the touchdown. And then he gets a little bit fancy on the end here, proving maybe he's got a shot at the Olympic team in gymnastics.
Yeah, Davenport, this is a long time coming. Played just 4 games last year at Louisiana Tech after suffering an injury. And here, after Hampton scored that first touchdown, you talk about kind of discombobulating. They had a couple of punts, but really their drives that could have produced more. And then Braden Davis comes in, although you see the turnover on downs on the fumble. Once Davis came in, the offense did look a little bit more seamless. Now they just got to pay it off.
Yeah, you know, they had trouble. 4 fumbles in that first half. You can't win many ball games doing that, but yeah, the bright spot, Braden Davis did not start the game. They had their man Isaiah Freeman in there on that first couple of drives, but Braden came in. He was nice today, 11 of 12 passing. He was really their big spark there on offense. So right now, Boykin trying to figure out who's going to be my starting QB. Based on this effort so far, it looks like they're going to be sticking right there with Braden Davis.
With Jackson State going to get the ball first in this second half. We talked about it. Hampton scoring on their first possession of the first quarter. And something to note, Jackson State last season scored on their first possession of the second half 8 out of 14 times. So they come out of the locker room after that halftime speech from T.C. Taylor, ready to rock and roll. And we are too. Make sure you strap yourselves in at home. Second half action about to get going. Brett Starling boots it away. And we might get a return here for Jackson State.
It's got a little bit of a wall building over here.
It's opening up.
Developing, man.
Eric Simmons. Flag comes out. But Eric Simmons electrifying to start here at the vet. A return of 71 yards, but there was a flag late on that return.
Tell you, Simmons did a nice job of watching that develop, just navigated his way and followed the blue shirts, the navy shirts around that left side. Did a great job, but not a great job with that yellow flag to unfortunately bring this one back.
Have to wait and see where the infraction occurred. But for Eric Simmons, graduate student.
On the return team, number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Simmons, the graduate student, played his high school at Greenville High School here in Mississippi. Here's the return. That was for naught.
Yeah, you can see right there, a little bit holding on that jersey. That was Shamar Savage out there, I believe, number 1. Had him up under the shoulder pads, and unfortunately, when you squeeze those fists and you're right by the ball runner, the referees can see that. That's when that yellow flag came out and unfortunately negated a great, nice, strong run by Simmons.
So what was going to be a first down in plus territory is now first down and 10 from the Tigers' 13. Jackson State leading by a touchdown. Rushing touchdowns from Amari Matthews and Donario Davenport. Jacoby and Morgan back out at quarterback.
The Tigers have not really established a run game yet, so we'll see if they get a little balance here in this second half.
On first down, it's a run. And that's Ahmad Miller. Brought down after a gain of 2. Chase Robinson makes the tackle.
And Miller, speaking of running, he had a solid first half. 57 yards on 5 carries, over 11 yards per tote, but he didn't get the ball that much, but he was strong when he did.
He's a player that the coaching staff said had a really strong camp. They're expecting a breakout year. Jacoby and Morgan fires to the outside. That's a tough throw and an even tougher catch made by Jonas Fortillion. Check that, that's Shamar Savage who brought it in.
Yeah, watch him climb the ladder here. This is what you do when you've got some length, the stretch, and then the stretch for the first down. Great catch and great presence of mind. He knew he was close, and he said, I got to get forward just enough. Was close, but not quite for the first down.
So third down in inches. 1 of 6 on third down in the first half. Morgan hands off, and this will be a first down picked up by Jackson State. So again, Ahmad Miller, who's a big load, the sophomore from Memphis, Tennessee. Last year had his best game versus Texas State. where he ran for 98 yards. But it's a first down picked up for JSU. Morgan, who had 40 rushing yards of his own in the first half, goes for nothing there. It's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. And the tackle made by Sagasine once again, the transfer from Monmouth.
Again, give the Hampton defense credit for holding up strong. Again, they've allowed them to score a little bit, but their defense has been formidable against a very high-powered Jackson State offense.
Morgan, another quick throw this time. Catch is made by Nathan Rembert, and he is a big play waiting to happen. Picks up a first down for JSU. Pick up a 13.
Yeah, good piece of running after that catch there. And this is what we're going to find out about the teams. You have a first half. It's first game of the year. Energy is flowing, and everybody emotionally just putting it out there. You got the heat as well. We're going to find out what these teams are made of, how they hold up in this second half.
And a quick timeout taken by Trent Boykin.
First charge, timeout of the half.
You saw him running up the sideline.
Full timeout.
You saw that his defense was out of alignment and has to get things right. We'll be back for more second half action. Jackson State in front by a touchdown. Now it's time for today's conference leaders, which are brought to you by Target. Jackson State had plenty of attacking firepower last year. Travis Terrell Jr., he's back for JSU, and Irv Mulligan, who was the offensive player of the year. And on the ground, he was something to behold. And we take a look at JSU's Travis Terrell. Now on first down and 10, Morgan going long, and Fortillion almost pushed that towards Nathan Rembert. And now Rembert,
they're mixing it up afterwards. I heard him slap the helmet all the way up
Cam
here.
Sturdivant. But here was Fortillion.
He went
high
up.
point at the ball, and he just could not bring it down. Very close. Rembert was almost there to have his back. Now a second down and 10. Sturdivant looking like he's going to bring pressure. He'll come. It's picked up. Morgan escapes to his left. Keeps his eyes downfield. And this time, Fortillion with a fantastic catch for a first down.
Yeah, this athleticism, that's why they call him the freak show. What he can do to go up and get the ball, but also then get the foot in. He was hit, but he was able to get a foot in, make this catch, make the connection. Actually got both toes down. Great play by Jonas Fortillion. Expect to see a lot of him the rest of this game and all season long.
Yeah, Fortillion led this team last year with 11 touchdowns. One of the leading returners, more than 620 yards receiving. And there's a man down for Jackson State. So the lineman currently down. Getting some extra work. It's Aquarius White. So White from Lexington, Mississippi. Played 4 games last year. Coach T.C. Taylor talked about the importance of depth on the offensive line because things like this can happen. And so Coach Taylor hoping that his offensive lineman will be okay. He gets up and walks off under his own power.
Always love to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a cramp. I think I had one of those last night. I looked the same when I was trying to get it out. But yeah, good to see it's not anything serious. He has those big braces on both his knees too. So 328 pounds, man. He's carrying some weight.
So White goes into the medical tent. Trent Boykin conversing with our referee, Preston Clipper. And there was a first down picked up on a 13-yard gain on the hookup between Jacobian Morgan and Jonas Fortillion.
And, you know, when we talk to T.C. Taylor, he's so excited that, you know, he has a great quarterback in Morgan, knowing what he can do, a seasoned veteran. Also with these receivers, T.C. Taylor was a superstar record-setting receiver when he was here, so he gets excited. You can see it in his eyes when he talks about the firepower and what they can do with this offense. So once they get clicking, he feels like he hits the lottery every single game.
Yeah, T.C. Taylor back in 2001 had a game where he had 14 receptions against Alabama State. That's still a Jackson State record. First down and 10 from the JSU 49. Tigers in possession. Morgan operating in the pocket. Fires long. Just out of the reach of Janalen Dupree. Ooh. There is a flag on the play, however.
Morgan under a lot of pressure back there. We'll see if someone got caught sneaking a piece of jersey holding somebody.
We have 2 fouls on the play. They're both on the offense. Holding, offense, number 88. That penalty is declined. Holding, offense, number 74. 10 yards from the previous spot. Still first down.
So Marvin Landy and DeAndre Towns Blue, both graduate students, both called for a hold. DeAndre Towns Blue is probably wondering why he gets the penalty yards and not Marvin Landy. How that happened, but it'll be
why me, man?
A loss of yardage and a first down and long for Jackson State. First down and 20 for the Tigers. Morgan going to give to Ahmad Miller. Miller gets the yardage back, +2. Pickup of 12 on first down. Ahmad Miller, again, he's been the leading rusher today. Goes over 60 yards on the ground. Jackson State looking like they want to go quickly. Morgan finds Miller out of the backfield, but he can't bring it in. Pass was a little behind him. Incomplete, third down and long.
So far, Jacobian Morgan, he hasn't really found that thread, the needle, of trying to get it to his receivers. He's had a couple of guys with steps on the DBs, has not laid it in yet. One this half, one that first half. And then even on that little swing pass. So right now, you just got to kind of loosen up that shoulder. Let's get back to going here and find that rhythm we saw him working all year last year.
Ahmad Miller stays in that running back. Third down and 8. Morgan going to take off and run, not going to get it. Anthony Hightower III, the transfer from Lenore Rhine, making the tackle. Fourth down for Jackson State. So Hampton handling business on this first defensive possession of the second half. And now a new man back to receive this punt. It's the running back Donovan Shepard, the transfer from Stetson, the third different player back to receive a punt for Hampton. Had 2 fumbles in the first half. Warren gets this away. Ball will bounce and then kick up near the 5-yard line. So well done by the punter, Donovan Warren. A punt of 36 yards, no return.
Much for sticking with us here in the vet. The score right now is 14-7. Now, I did have a chance right before the break to speak to the head athletic trainer for the Jackson State Tigers about Travis Terrell Jr., and they did tell me that he is out for the rest of the contest. He hurt himself in a lower body injury during the first play that he was a part of, and he will not return for the rest of this contest.
Well, that's a big loss for Jackson State. Thank you so much, Laurencia. Back in the game is Isaiah Freeman to start this second half, and immediately he goes down. Freeman was the leading rusher for Hampton in the first half with 69 yards, but is going to lose some here.
Quincy Ivory has been a beast off the edge all day long. He's been in his face so often today, he probably knows what kind of toothpaste he's been using this season. But I'm telling you, that's the kind of defensive pressure Quincy Ivory and this entire Tiger defense knows how to unleash.
Fourth tackle of the day for Ivory. Freeman fires out wide. This is a nice little play for Hampton. Catch is made by Marshawn Ferguson Jr. And now it's third down and manageable.
Well, again, Braden Freeman, he has just been a surgeon out there right now. 11 of 12 passing. Only has 84 yards, but very consistent. Again, this offense running well-oiled under his leadership.
2 for 8 in the first half was Hampton on third down. Play clock at 3. Freeman back to pass. Has a man. And the catch is made by the tight end, Christian Greenlaw, for a first down.
That's what they need to do in their own territory. Move those sticks. Again, Freeman, you can see him scanning the entire field. I like his field presence, and he also has great vision. We saw him earlier in that first half pull up on a run that could have been a broken play and hit his guy right there. Stayed in the pocket, looked from right to left, got it to his tight end, Christian Greenlaw. Well played by the QB.
First completion of the day on that drive. Had 2 completions, one to Greenlaw, the other to Ferguson. Now the handoff to Donovan Shepard. He picks up a yard on first down. Hampton going to stick with this rushing attack. They did what they needed to do, trying to get out of the shadow of their own end zone and put some plays together to at least give them a chance. This is their first drive of the second half. They scored on their first drive of the first half thanks to a big run from Isaiah Freeman, and then paid it off with a Jaquan Snipes rushing touchdown. On second down and 9, Freeman back to pass again. He eludes one tackle, breaks through another, and Isaiah Freeman showing some strength as he scampers for a nice gain. Looks like he picked up a first down.
Isaiah Freeman dancing out of harm's way, as you mentioned. First drive first half, went 63 yards right here again. Working it strong as a nice runner today. Has not established his pass, but his legs are getting the job done.
And so now Braden Davis has come in for this third down play. It was short of the line to gain by a yard. 3rd down and 1 for Hampton. Pressure coming up, and a hit is made in the backfield. Carmelo Jones brings the wood. 4th down.
Mello in there like a heat-seeking missile, comes off that edge. So that's what they've been able to beat them up on the sides, as he kind of beats up on the referee inadvertently. Quincy Ivory and Mello eating them up on the outsides.
So a loss of 3 on the play, 4th down and 4. And Jackson State holds after giving up 1 first down. So Travis Terrell Jr. usually returns both punts and kicks. Now this new man out, and Jabari Jones. And it takes a Hampton roll all the way towards the 25 of Jackson State. So a 46-yard punt, no return, and Jackson State back on offense when we return. Jackson State up by a score. You see last year it was a close ball game that they felt. Now a quick throw for the Tigers. Nice pickup here as Janaelan Dupree. He's had a pretty good game. But you see it was a loss in the opener to Louisiana Monroe. And Coach Taylor said we actually learned more in our first 2 weeks in those losses compared to what we did throughout the year, and it also set the tone for the rest of the season.
Yeah, man, that's a reset. They gave up 16 points to finish that game in that first loss, so it was a wake-up call.
Nathan Rembert reels in that swing pass, picks up a first down for Jackson State. And check that. He thought he picked up a first down. He was actually short by a yard. So now it's 3rd down and 1. Denario Davenport breaks free and picks up a humongous gain into Pirates territory. The transfer from Louisiana Tech goes for 23.
How about Denario Davenport, the senior, getting some nice running time today? Travis Terrell is out. Denario Davenport, next man up. He is taking advantage of that situation. Now we got a flag flying, some guys jawing at each other.
Will Hicks is the man that stopped the touchdown. He's the one that is down. The redshirt sophomore from New Orleans played at King High School. In the aftermath of the play, there were 2 flags thrown. As John mentioned, some jawing, some back and forth. It's a tight ball game. Tensions are going to continue to rise. So Hicks just having his right leg worked out right now. We're still.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 1. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 11 on the defense. Those penalties will cancel. First down.
So it's Cam Sturdivant
That is both
who's been.
players foul, first foul toward disqualification.
So it's Cam Sturdivant who's been in pretty much every play today defensively for Hampton, and Shamar Savage, who got mixed up there late. Both have one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so another, and their day will come to a close. Will Hicks is walking gingerly, and he's actually being helped off the field. So that's a big loss. As he
Well, Hampton knows, man. It seems like at times Jackson State is having its way with them, but they're only down by 7-point James with over a quarter left to play. So if they can shut these guys down here, they can keep right in this thing. Bad snap.
Davenport is brought down. Nowhere for him to go as Brashawn Hall, the freshman from Hogansville, Georgia, makes the tackle for the loss.
Hall handling him like a grown man. He just kind of body slammed him there. Came in. That's the kind of defensive effort they will need to go up against this Jackson State offense.
It'll be 2nd down and 13 when we return. It's Jackson State trying to add to their lead. Jackson State in front 14-7 in this season opener as they look to repeat as HBCU national champions. On 2nd down and 13, Morgan a little flip to his tight end, and he is wrestled down. Ball is on the grass. Jency Riley is the man that made the catch. Officials are sticking with Jackson State. Let's take a look at this again.
Yeah. Riley trying to run here and gets the chop down, but again, he went over. The ball was coughed up by the field, but a great open field tackle here. Nicely played by James Somerset. He just got in there, took out his ankles, and put his man down on the turf.
So after the 5-yard pickup, it's 3rd down and 8. Morgan on the wheel and almost intercepted. Andre Jackson Jr. got a hand on it.
Yeah, Jacobian Morgan, he kind of telegraphs this thing, man. He made it pretty obvious, so that he's fortunate that one doesn't get snatched. He turned right away and watched his receiver running. Almost gave it up.
So, 3rd down stop by Hampton. Punting unit is out for Jackson State. Donovan Shepard back to receive. Ball is booted into the air. And once again, this Jackson State special teams does an excellent job. A 38-yard punt, no return, and Hampton is backed up. This fall, history hits the Strip. It's the inaugural Las Vegas HBCU Classic. Grambling State goes head-to-head with Jackson State University Saturday, October 25th at the iconic Allegiant Stadium. Watch live on HBCU Go or tune in through our broadcast affiliates. Check your local listings.
Man, that one is going to be awesome. A instant classic on the Las Vegas Strip.
Yeah, 2 blue bloods in HBCU football. This Jackson State team will be there. Grambling State, of course, beat them last year, so there's going to be some bad blood there as well. Got 4:06 left in this 3rd quarter, and Hampton is sticking around with the HBCU national champions. Isaiah Freeman is back out at quarterback, but has 5 wide at his disposal. 1st down and 10 from the 4. It's Freeman on the rush, and nice gain for Freeman all the way to the 11. There hasn't been any scoring in this game since the 2nd quarter. more than 25 minutes without a score, and it's really been a stalemate since the two teams started pretty hot in the first half.
Yeah, interesting decision by Trenton Boykin for the Hampton Pirates, now going back to Isaiah Freeman, especially how strong Braden Davis was playing, unless he's injured.
Well, Freeman, who Coach Boykin says might be faster, might be the better runner, backed up, is short of the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 2 officially for the Pirates. Hampton on the day, 3 for 10 on 3rd down. Tight end goes in motion. It will be a handoff, and Mazing through the middle. 1st down is picked up for the Pirates.
Give themselves a little breathing room, but yet Freeman only has thrown the ball 3 times today. He's connected on 2 of them, but he just has not been, maybe it's the play calling, but he has not been the guy they've been trusting to put the ball in the air, as opposed to Davis, who is 11 of 12 through the air so far. So again, the legs of Freeman getting it done, the arm of Davis. So maybe he's going with this 1-2 punch, the dual quarterback thing. That's what it looks like so far.
Yeah, Quincy Ivory, he's been in the face of both quarterbacks. He forced a fumble on a sack as there's a man down, Omari Allen. But here's what Quincy Ivory, the transfer from Florida, has done on the day. He's been in the backfield countless times, brought down Braden Davis twice, and here's that sack fumble that really ended what Hampton was trying to create at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Jackson State defensive coordinator Terenzo Quinn, he just loves when his guys are menaces. Be a menace to Hampton's society, and they've been in their faces all day.
And here are the key defensive transfers for Jackson State. Multiple Division I transfers. Cam Silas from Kansas State. That's a high major Division I program. Kamari Rogers from Mississippi State also played at Miami. So these are guys that have been brought into the program. And Cam Smith, who was a big defensive back, they lost him to Marshall, as well as mentioned earlier, Joshua Nobles, who transferred to UMass. Guys go out, but also guys come back in.
That's right. And most of the big stars, TC Taylor's established a culture here. The guys have wanted to stay. You're going to lose a couple every year, but they reload and they make it happen.
So 1st down and 10 from the 20. Isaiah Freeman fires to the outside. Donovan Shepard dancing in possession. He'll pick up about 4 on 1st down. You talk about some of those guys that are back. Ashton Taylor, Reed Pulliam, 2 of the key linebackers. And when you have your signal callers on the defensive end back, things tend to flow smoothly. They've only allowed 7 points here today.
That's right. Reed Pulliam, you got Ashton Taylor, and then, of course, the big man up front, Jeremiah Williams. He is a force of nature. So they've got a nice anchored defense with those guys, and they put these other fellas around them. They are establishing themselves as one of the great defenses.
Yeah, they're missing Williams today. He's out. Will play next week, but Ivory has picked up the slack. Now, speaking of picking up the slack,
doing it again,
going into another gear, Isaiah Freeman scampering for a 1st down.
By ground with Freeman, by air with Davis, and Freeman right now, again, Boykin says that's my better runner. He is proving it today. Shaking and baking in the middle. He knows how to find that open daylight, then gets out of bounds to save himself. Great job moving those sticks, keeping in position.
24-yard pickup, working on a 100-yard day. This Isaiah Freeman, a former Offensive Player of the Year in the CIAA, and that's the same conference that Jada Byers of Virginia Union, who had more than 2,000 yards last year, played in. Now Freeman going to the air. It's through the hands of his intended wide receiver, the tight end, Chaos Watford. Incomplete.
Yeah, he wanted a flag on that. The contact looks like it's a little bit early, but they let him play. You can see, watch, he bangs his body just a half step before the ball gets here, but he got away with one. Yeah, the contact pulled his arm down, but he was there just before the ball, so they let that one slide. Could have gone either way.
The bang-bang play for B.J. Washington. He was there on the coverage. 2nd down and 10 for Hampton. Clock stops with 1:17 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Might be setting up for a fun 4th. Freeman hands off again. And it's Shaquille Chavis the third string running back, getting some burn. A nice pickup to make it 3rd down and manageable.
Well, you got it right, James. Hampton hanging in here right now. You know, it's a slugfest. They're playing against the defending national champions, and with the exception of some of those fumbles and things, they put themselves in position to do very, very well as this third quarter starts to wind down. They still have a chance to get right back in this with a score.
Already picked up a 3rd down on this drive. It's Freeman. Pocket moves. Throw is on time and on target. Marshawn Ferguson Jr., the transfer from Old Dominion, reels it in for 8 and a 1st down.
Slowly, meticulously eating up the field. Again, they ground it out, but Freeman now using his legs, but also starting to get that arm oiled up a little bit. The play calling leaning towards him now. Being more of a dual threat is exactly what they need.
Final play of the quarter, handoff to Chavis, and he maneuvers forward short of the 30 at the 32. And this is set up for an excellent finish. 2nd down and manageable for Hampton when we return. 4th quarter up next. Time for the 4th quarter. Jackson State in front by 7, and Laurencia Moten is downstairs with TC Taylor.
Coach TC, you guys have been able to slow down the Pirates' run game, but it's been over 20 minutes since you've seen a score from either team. What does your team need to do to finish things off and come away with the first win of your season?
Well, offense got to step up. You know, right now we're not playing well offensively. The defense has been out there way too many snaps. We've had great field position all day against this team. And, you know, we just got to, go out here and execute and score points right here in the 4th quarter. This is what it's all about.
Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck the rest of the game. Thank you.
10th play of the drive upcoming for Hampton, trying to knot things up against the reigning HBCU national champions in the season opener. Thank you so much for joining us here on HBCU Go. It's Freeman on 2nd down, finds his intended target, Marshawn Ferguson Jr. And now Hampton looks to be short, and now they're going to move the chain. So a 1st down picked up by the Pirates. They are in plus territory at the 29. And John, this is the meticulous type of drive that Hampton wants to play, and they have done it to perfection up to this point.
Ball control works for him, especially against this defense. And when they give the Freeman the time to throw, he hurts them.
Freeman hands off to Chavis.
He's loose.
And Chavis undercut after passing the 15, stopped at the 13. So another nice pickup of 16.
Yeah, that's what their game is. Run it, ground it, pound it, and they are now moving those sticks, closing in on the chance to tie this game up with the defending national champs.
The 3rd string running back, Jackie Chavis. This time he's brought down. He'll lose his helmet. Tackle made by Cam Silas, the Kansas State transfer.
And James, I'll tell you, we've gotten to know TC Taylor over the years, and listening to him speak with Laurencia, you know he is not. You can tell he is not happy, not feeling what his team is doing, not taking advantage of chances on offense. But as we see here at the beginning of this 4th quarter, his defense bending now. You know, they've come off the edge. They've been putting pressure on. But now, with this game starting to wind down, he needs his guys to bow up and blow up.
Hampton has picked up 4 first downs on this drive alone. This is play number 13. Isaiah Freeman burrows his head. He's short of the 5 at the 6. And now this important 3rd down early in the 4th quarter.
It's big.
Physicality is the name of the game for both of these teams. Now it's just man versus man. Who wants it more?
You got that right, James. And that's where, as defending national champions, you got to dig in right now. Put your heels in that turf, and you flex. You show this Hampton Pirate offense that you guys are champions. Show it right here. Bring the wood.
5 for 12 on 3rd down. Snipes stuck at the line, trying to push forward. And it looks like it's going to be 4th and inches. And you know what time it is. Hampton's definitely going for it.
That is Trenton Boykin's MO. He says, give me 4th down, give me liberty, or give me depth. I am going to make it happen. They're within striking distance, tying it up with the champions. You know, well, now he's actually calling a timeout. Let's talk it over, fellas.
Timeout. Hampton. Second charge, timeout of the half. It'll be a full timeout.
Important moments early in the campaign. Hampton on the road, taking on the HBCU national champions from last season. They have a 4th down and inches.
Huge moment for Hampton, huge opportunity for Hampton. And when you look at the stats, they have out-yarded. More passing yards, more rushing yards, chance to get it done right here for the first.
On the 15th play of the drive, it's a handoff. Javis!
The defense
doesn't get it. Jackson State stands tall. And it's a 4th down stop for the Tigers.
And I know TC Taylor, man, he is like, that is what I'm talking about right now. The defense surging, bouncing up, getting a swarm of defenders. They came in, read this well, and just put the hammer down when they needed it. That is big. 14-7 in your own territory, a lot better than 14-all.
Kamari Rogers and Quincy Ivory both combine on the tackle for the 4th down stop. And now Jackson State in possession, leading by a score at their own 5. It's a handoff. Davenport pummeling forward, picks up a couple. Tackle made by MJ Moultrie the second. But those are the moments that define a season, and especially when you want to repeat and you're at the top.
And it also establishes Jackson State, their power, and say, hey, you guys did get some action on us, but you come back right now, you can deflate a team right now. They had a chance at this, and you can really put the hammer down, step on their necks.
That ball's hit at the line of scrimmage, so 3rd down. One thing that TC Taylor said to Laurentia was, our defense has been out on the field too much. Our offense needs to execute, and this is a key moment because your defense just got a big stop. They went on a 15-play drive that they had to defend. You don't want to send them right back onto the field.
Yeah, they're exhausted mentally, physically right now. You need that rest, but you also need output from your offense to make sure they establish themselves, get more points on the board to get that rhythm they had last season.
On 3rd down, Morgan facing some pressure, just throws this up into the air. Now this is questionable. Was he out of the tackle box as he was backing towards the end zone?
Well, give Hampton's defense credit because a big letdown on offense on that 4th down, but their defense has been bowing up strong and forcing them now to punt. So with over 11 minutes left, the way they've been moving the ball, as I mentioned earlier, James, Hampton with over 300 yards total offense, they have outrushed and outpassed Jackson State, but because of those 2 turnovers, they trail it 14-7. So they know they've done enough to be in this game, maybe ahead, so they've got time left.
Warren gets this away. Shepard lets it bounce, and it will take a Jackson State roll towards the Hampton 45. A 45-yard kick, no return. And as we set things up for Hampton, they've done almost everything right, especially on offense, whether it's Isaiah Freeman rushing, Braden Davis passing. Trent Boykin has had the elixir when it comes to his QBs, and all of them have done something right here today.
That's right. Yeah, you had Freeman early in the game. He takes off for 63 yards, getting it done with his legs. Then it's Boykin right there. Yes, Braden Boykin making it happen, and he was shaking and baking too on the ground. So again, very efficient passing, and these quarterbacks giving a 1-2 punch to the Hampton Pirates, making some magic happen. Trent Boykin, it sounds like maybe that's what his plan was. He didn't reveal much to us pregame, but right now, as he's been switching him in and out, he's starting to get the production I'm sure he's been looking for.
Well, he's sticking with the Lincoln transfer, throws on a slant.
Got it.
And that's a bang-bang play, but a big-time catch made by Ferguson Jr. Marshawn Ferguson Jr. has been the favorite target of Isaiah Freeman today and picks up a first down.
Yeah, Isaiah Freeman has really got the passing game going in this second half. He didn't have a lot called in that first half, so I'm starting to think methodically this is what Trenton Boykin was hoping to do. Establish both his quarterbacks, use their strengths on different drives, and right now he's getting some payoffs, hoping to punch it back in the end zone.
P.J. Washington made that last tackle. It was a pickup of 10. Now first down and 10.
Going for
Freeman going for it all. Ball falls incomplete. And now there will be a flag on the play. So I have to see if it's going to be offensive or defensive pass interference. This is a big call.
And usually something like that, out in that position on the field, you would think someone may have grabbed the receiver and they got some kind of interference, but we'll have to wait and see for the official call.
Pass interference, defense, number 17. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Pass interference.
So it is a defensive pass interference, and let's take a look. John Johnson.
Absolutely. His jersey was being yanked on. That is a strange call.
So first down for Hampton at the 30. Throw over the middle.
Hampton.
Man in open space. Touchdown. Hampton Pirates. Marshawn Ferguson Jr. 30 yards.
The Hampton Pirates matriculating the ball down the field, taking advantage of their stop by the defense, and that came after they were shut down on fourth down, but the defense, 3 and outs, gave their offense another chance, another shot of oxygen, and Marshawn Ferguson Jr. into the end zone, teeing it up for a chance to tie up the big national champions.
The redshirt sophomore from Princeton, New Jersey, pays off the defensive stop. And the extra point is up and good. And we are square at 14, John Kelly.
Hey, I'm telling you what, this is a ball game. T.C. Taylor wasn't thrilled with what his team had been doing offensively, but Hampton getting it done.
Marshawn Ferguson Jr., he's been the man for the Pirates. And we're tied up at 14. Hampton has just knotted things up at 14 apiece, and Laurentia Moden has more from the sideline on what this moment really means.
Yeah, James, I'm here on the Hampton University sideline, and Coach Trent Boykin came over to his team, and he said, finish, finish, finish. Now, here's a stat that you mentioned early on in the contest. 6 out of their 12 games last season were decided by just 1 score, which means that this team is competitive, but they really got to learn how to finish games, and a win today against the defending champions would be a huge confidence booster in the perfect way to start a season, gentlemen.
4 losses in 5 attempts in 1-possession games last year. This would be a huge one on the road versus Jackson State. Tigers returning this kick. It's Simmons. Space opening up and a flag on the play. But this is the second time that Eric Simmons has had a big return that might get wiped away by a penalty.
That is heartbreaking, deflating to any special teams team, and also to any return guy who has 2 of them today, likely called back.
Personal foul, illegal participation. Return team number 14 participated without his helmet on. 15-yard penalty from the spot. First down.
And this is one of the toughest calls in college football because he doesn't know that this is going to necessarily negate the penalty. Coaches always talk about playing hard, and your body is telling you to keep playing.
Mentally, physically, you're naturally inclined and programmed to go. It doesn't matter where your helmet is. That is a tough one.
And for that to be the penalty, not a block in the back or a holding to wipe away that big return, is huge for Jackson State because now the ball is back at their own 18.
Yeah, you're right, James. Being penalized. Yeah, we saw the helmet pop off here. instinctually, you try to stand. You see it on the left side right there as it came out, and he continues to try and block, but you don't just stop. That's a hard one, James. You're absolutely right. How do you have a player just pull a plug when he's in the middle of making a football play? That one needs to be revisited.
And now a player goes down, and we had this discussion with the officials about feigning injuries. The ball was spotted, and we'll have to wait and see what the official call is going to be.
Hampton will be charged their final timeout. Injury after the ball has been set. As their third and final timeout of the game.
And that's exactly what the call is from Preston Clippers. So a player, it's a new rule in college football this year. If a player goes down after the ball is spotted, then the team in which the player has gone down will have to lose a timeout. If it was after all the timeouts were gone, then it would be a 5-yard penalty. So Hampton now has no timeouts for the remainder of this game.
Yeah, that's a tough one for them. Tied up 14-14 against the powerhouse Jackson State on the road. You need every timeout, every advantage, every edge you can have, and by default there, they had to just give it up. No more timeouts.
Anthony Hightower III, he ran off the field, and so it's great to see that he was able to get off the field under his own power. It also means that they lose their timeout because he went down after the ball was spotted. So
that changes the Pirates' strategy now.
Jackson State in possession from their own 18, now tied with Hampton. Nathan Rembert goes in motion. He takes it on the sweep. Rembert breaking to the outside, and we'll have to see where this is spotted. Great pickup, and it is a first down for Rembert. And now they'll spot it a yard short. So the chains were starting to move. Now the chains are moving, so it is a first down. Morgan, a good snag to grab that. Throw to the outside. It's Fortillion who flies forward. And now Jackson State having to execute. It's the time. You are the team to beat. You are ranked 17th in the FCS. You're the #1 HBCU preseason. This is where you have to show it.
Yeah, and exactly what TC Taylor was saying. I need my offense to make some plays, finish drives. They need to crank one up here and get on that scoreboard again.
Dupree goes in motion. Morgan, quick set in the throw. And
footsteps.
Jonas Fortillion definitely heard the footsteps. Had to make a business decision there.
Yeah, you can see right here. He throws a frozen rope out here. Fortillion kind of pulled up, felt that defender coming, and just gave up on that ball a little bit. Didn't want to see his helmet getting ripped off.
3rd down and 5.
It's a big play.
Morgan steps back and finds Nathan Rembert, the transfer from Mississippi Valley State. A huge first down, pickup of 8.
Rembert has been a fire plug this afternoon. He is flying all over the field. They're pitching him the ball on the reverses, doing the returns, and he has been an energy starter. He has been pushing this team, and they get him the ball when they need something to happen.
Rembert had more than 1,000 yards last year. He broke onto the scene for Mississippi Valley State, played prior at Edward Waters in the SIAC in Division II. He's only been playing football for 4 years, but he's a star.
I like his energy.
Fortillion reels it in.
And the big man
takes the man for a first down.
6'5", 200 pounds. He is long, he is lean, and he proves he has some power. Watch this. After contact, the yards after catch just chugging along, dragging defenders with him. That's what you do when it comes down to needing something. They need it from their offense. Fortillion, the freak show, putting on a show on the sideline.
Andre Jackson Jr. was taken for a ride by Jonas Fortillion. First down for Jackson State. Morgan throws to Rembert. Flag. That play was blown dead. And the penalty going on Jackson State. Now 8 penalties for 69
Before
yards.
The snap, ball start, offense number 6, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
James, that is a heartbreaker for Nate Rembrandt. He put on the air brakes and he spun. He had some open field before that whistle blew. He thought he was gone.
So first down and 15 for Jackson State. Clock running at 8 minutes remaining, and Hampton cannot stop it. They lost their final timeout on this drive. Handoff.
Still running.
Tackle broken. And still on his feet is Ahmad Miller.
And then he trips.
Did the hard work and then lost his footing short of the 25.
That was a great piece of running. Watch him working hard for the money to shake and bake. Breaks loose, breaking tackles, just looking for daylight. Then he's free. Then, oh no! The big green monster jumped up and bit him in the ankle.
24-yard pickup for Miller, and this is the drive T.C. Taylor was talking about. Execution at the highest level. Morgan with plenty of time. Now navigates out. Oh, put the ball in harm's way.
Yeah, and took a big hit on the sideline. Morgan carried out of bounds with that pop.
Shamar Savage was the intended target. He was blanketed by M.J. Moultrie II. It's second down.
Well, you hit it, James. T.C. Taylor said, I needed a spark. I need something to happen. This is when championship teams step up. You laser focus. You take a deep breath. You look each other. You look your teammates in the eye. You say, we are the team. We are the beast. Let's get it done. And right now on this drive, they're flexing nice.
Davenport breaks through the hole. He's spun down after a nice gain. And it will be third down and manageable. Malachi Calhoun made the tackle.
Great job today by Ahmad Miller and Denario Davenport filling in for the injured Travis Terrell. They've been a solid 1-2 punch when they've been able to keep that ball on the field. So nice next man up from the Jackson State backfield.
Another handoff. This time it's Amari Matthews. And the line to gain was the 19. That's where Amari Matthews was brought down. So another first down on this drive, in Jackson State, like their marching band, the Sonic Boot of the South, marching right down the field right now.
Nice. But they've been very systematic on this drive. Had a long talk with the head coach, and now they said, let's get this thing in gear, fellas. Come on, brothers, let's make it happen.
Clock runs under. 6 minutes on this snap. Morgan throwing. Lots of contact in the end zone. Shamar Savage was the intended target. No flag. Second down.
Yeah, defense flexing on this. Yeah, it looked like they kind of just fell into each other. Yeah, he did. Savage lost his footing. So, again, the crowd thinking there was some kind of penalty, but he just tripped up on the turf, caught his toe.
Anthony Hightower III was in coverage. Savage now walking gingerly on the sideline. Season opener, Jackson State, Celebration Bowl champions last year, try to take down Hampton out of the CAA. Morgan with time, has a man, Janalen Dupree.
Ooh, nice.
And Janalen Dupree takes it into first down, and that's going to be a first down and goal.
Little sidearm from Morgan, and watch Dupree here deliver the blow at the end. Bring in the wood, and then trying to let his friend know about it. You don't know one of this. You don't want none of that. He even flexed up.
Had to flex after that. He was the one delivering the blow to the defender. So now Ahmad Miller in the backfield. Gets the handoff. Dives forward. Touchdown. Jackson State. A trifecta for these Tigers running backs. And what a drive. What an answer for JSU. They take the lead here at home.
When you are the champs, you got to play like the champs when everything's on the table. Jacobian Morgan follows him up in here and says, I got you, brother. Shoves him in. The little brotherly shove, and they get the touchdown. Ahmad Miller banging it home. Jackson State about to go up by 7.
Beza up and good. Denario Davenport, Amari Matthews, and Ahmad Miller all have a rushing touchdown today. We talked about our target leaders, Irv Mulligan. Well, we got 3 running backs here for Jackson State. HBCU Go Sports Football is brought to you by Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. A championship level drive here in the season opener for Jackson State. They go 12 plays, 82 yards in 5 minutes. They pick up 6 first downs on that drive, and they pay it off with a touchdown. Just an excellent display of what it looks like to be a champion.
Yeah, that was strong and exactly what the doctor ordered for T.C. Taylor. They wanted to make sure they avoided that letdown against the University of Louisiana Monroe last year. They're coming in strong now. Let's see what their defense can do to try and shut down the Hampton offense, who's been solid this half.
A chance for a return for Hampton. A nice little pickup. And now Anthony Hightower III is the man that took it back. And now down for more on what it really means to be a Jackson State Tiger. Laurencia Moden, tell us about it.
Yeah, James, listen, the motto last season for Jackson State was guard the yard, and they were able to do that. They went undefeated right here at home, 6-0, but this year's slogan is a little different. I spoke to Coach T.C. Taylor, and he told me it's "we like that," meaning that this team is embracing the target that they have on their back. They understand the pressure that comes with being the 2024 defending national HBCU champions, but they're not shying away from any of that pressure.
Isaiah Freeman takes it on first down. And he is short of the 35 at the 33. But Laurencia talks about the phrase, "we like that," about liking the pressure, liking the target, but also when you are good, you are like that.
We like that.
Now there's a man like down for Hampton after that 3-yard gain for Isaiah Freeman. Coach T.C. Taylor is huge in regards to camaraderie, culture. You mentioned it. The man that's down is Sam Young, the offensive lineman, played at Central State last year. And as we take a look at Coach Taylor, looking at that play sheet, one thing also to talk about offensively is the fact that he's given up some of those play calling duties to his offensive coordinators and the trust that he has in them, because that was a moment there here in this matchup where you might want to tighten up, you might want to hold the reins back, but because he has that belief in his OCs, they are the ones that call the plays. They're the one that brought that drive together, and then his team executed.
Yeah, he quietly gave up those duties during the season last year. He'd been in complete control, but it frees him up now. He said he feels like some of that's off of him, so he can focus more on the overall 30,000-foot picture and as well focus on special teams. So he's got Rip Kirk and Manny Ramirez now as co-offensive coordinators. So they are making those play calls, and TC can sit back and drive it from the big dog seat.
Now for Hampton on 2nd down and 7. Freeman shakes free. Now throws the opposite way.
Wow.
This catch is made by Chavis.
He's still on his feet.
And Jakee Chavis still racing forward. Isaiah Freeman, the former CIAA Offensive Player of the Year, a playmaker here for Hampton. 29-yard pickup.
This is a spectacular play. Isaiah Freeman dancing out of harm's way, and then he hooks it up. Chavez making, dancing, shaking, baking, juking, moving, moves the ball right down the field. These guys are still alive. Over 4 minutes to play, and look at that balance. He looks like a ballet dancer, bringing the power and also finishing strong. Yards after catch, baby, they're doing it.
The 3rd-string running back, Jakee Chavis.
Yeah, he's coming from deep on the depth chart. Number 3 looking strong.
He's a freshman from Richmond, Virginia. Coach Trent Boykin said that's how we build our program. We aren't going into the transfer portal just trying to bring guys in. We do it based off of need, and we also enjoy bringing in freshmen. We want them to play, want them to rise to the moment. So 1st down and 10 in plus territory at the 39 for Hampton. On play action, Freeman, lots of time, throwing deep. And the diving catch, unsuccessful for Marshawn Ferguson Jr. Already has a touchdown on the day, but could not bring that one in.
Yeah, he ran a great route. He was able, putting separation between himself and the defender. Look at him go here. Goes horizontal, just cannot bring it in. Yeah, he ran a great pattern. I know Isaiah Freeman would love to have that one back. He could have just dropped it in the bucket. But again, Hampton going for it. They have made some big plays. They continue not backing down against the national champs.
On second down, Freeman, quick throw this time, throws over his intended receiver, and it's picked off. Kamari Rogers, the Mississippi State transfer, with the interception.
Isaiah Freeman had been so strong with his legs. He'd been accurate in the second half with his arm. That one just got away from him, overthrew the receiver, and gift wrapped this one for Kamari Rogers. Yeah, he was in the right place at the right time. A little too much juice on this one. Kamari, solid return, giving the Tigers some breathing room with 4:13 left in the ballgame, leading by 7.
Complimentary football. Jackson State goes down, scores the touchdown, then their defense forces a turnover, and Kamari Rogers, he's not new to this, he's true to this. He's back home in his home state, was from Madison, Mississippi, a former 4-star, played at Miami and Mississippi State. But now he's back with Jackson State.
I like that. Not new to this.
True, he's true to this. Believe it. Handoff.
Here they go.
And now a big run.
It's
Ahmad Miller won't be caught. Touchdown. 76 yards.
Explosion. We know they are loaded. We know they have dynamite on offense. This fourth quarter, they finally lit that fuse, and they have done it. The explosion. Big plays, big results.
Ahmad Miller set the vet ablaze as he ran for a humongous gain and the TD. And Jackson State with some breathing room now, up 2 scores. Beza, the extra point, and it's good. Well, what a turn of events. TC Taylor telling his offense, we need to execute, and back-to-back drives, touchdown drives. This one, just one play.
Ahmad Miller turning on the Jets. He had green in his eyes, end zone in his eyes, and he got it done. And James, Jackson State Tigers today, they were like the old Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope. They had him back. Hampton throwing haymakers at him. They were taking the punches, but then they woke up. Then they got lethal. Then they dropped the haymakers back on them, and look at that. Within a matter of a couple minutes, 2-touchdown lead. That's right. Jacoby Morgan says, fellas, that's how we do. We like that.
Ahmad Miller played just 3 games last year. He was injured. He had 2 touchdowns all last season. Now he has 2 touchdowns today and 172 yards.
17 yards of carries. He is strong today. And again, when you think Travis Terrell, he goes out, you're like, well, you expect a little bit of a drop-off. These guys stepped right up. Next man up. That's how TC Taylor does it, and that's how the Jackson State Tigers plan to do it the rest of the season.
We talked about what are they going to do without Irv Mulligan, the Offensive Player of the Year, led the league in running. Well, they got a stable of running backs, and 3 different guys have a rushing touchdown. Now Jackson State in front by 2 scores. And Hampton searching for answers. This ball drops. It's a live football.
Right, you better get it. It's not a punt, man.
TK Passant falls on it.
That was a smart play.
Join us next week as we head to Alabama A&M and as the Bulldogs host the Braves from Alcorn State in a classic SWAC rivalry right here on HBCU Go at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. That's going to be a fun one. Alabama A&M new head coach Sam Shade. He won the SIAC last year as the head coach of Miles, former NFL player, in this NFL takeover of HBCUs. We love to see it. Of course, Michael Vick at Norfolk State, Deshaun Jackson at Delaware State, and it's just, you love when players of that caliber come back and then give back to the youth. Right now, Isaiah Freeman is back on offense after throwing the interception. His team down by 2 scores. No timeouts. Donovan Shepard makes the catch and makes a man miss as he scurries forward for a good gain on first down. But now the clock against Hampton, especially with no timeouts.
Yeah, they are in a tough position now. I mean, they had it tied up just a couple of minutes ago, and the tide has quickly changed. The defense now smelling some blood here, hoping to finish this thing off. Hampton, they need some big plays. Time to air it out. But today, 3 big turnovers, crusher.
Almost another as Isaiah Freeman turned and burned. Intended wide receiver was Tayshawn Johnson, but there was a man right there, KJ Chisholm, defending. Now clock stops. It's 3rd down and 3. The Jackson State 15-play drive to go up by 1 touchdown. Then the interception by Kamari Rogers on the last Pirates drive. And now they have Hampton in a 3rd down situation. Pressure coming. The ball falls incomplete.
Late hit.
But it will be a late hit. Ashton Taylor brought down Isaiah Freeman.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That'll keep the drive going. Ashton Taylor played at Hoover High School in Alabama. But now the drive continues for Hampton.
You want aggression. You want tough nose, hard guys playing defense, but you also got to know when you pull up. And right there, he'd gotten the ball away, and Taylor just rolled it.
Freeman has to step up, and he's going down. Timon Wells from Hollandale, Mississippi, makes the tackle.
James, today we've seen flashes of what we expect from this team. We know that they have beasts on defense that can get it done. We know they're explosive on offense. Their consistency today, their timing a little bit off, but those are things that can be worked out. They didn't do what they did last year, giving up those final 16 points to get knocked out in that season opener. So T.C. Taylor not thrilled, but lots of signs that he can be happy for to build on.
5 wide for Isaiah Freeman on 2nd down and 13. Freeman is sacked again. Stanley Cooks the second with the sack.
Both sides of the ball waking up, your defense now doing it. Some of that is seasoned veterans. Some of that is probably fatigue today as well. Hampton was bringing everything they had. Physically, emotionally, they're probably starting to run a little bit out of juice, and that's where championship ball takes over. Jackson State knows how to win, and they are proving it late in this game.
And this is just not how Hampton is built as a team. They are second to last the past 2 seasons in passing offense in the Coastal Athletic Association.
Timeout.
And a timeout taken by Jackson State. That's the only way.
Timeout of the half.
That's the only way that the clock is going to stop. And Jackson State, this big moment, don't want to give up anything right now. So that takes us to our news and notes. Already mentioned Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, both making their coaching debuts. Also some new head coaches here in the SWAC. Sam Shade already mentioned, going to be at Alabama A&M. And Coach Taylor talked about what he lost last year in regards to his quarterback, Zy McDonald. He's now at Clark Atlanta. Cam McCoy, who plays for Southern, who had a big run in that loss to North Carolina Central, in that matchup. But although they lost some talent, they brought in some talent, and they have plenty of talent on their current roster. And T.C. Taylor said this is where we expect it to be in year 3, and still we want to go up from here.
Absolutely. Today, maybe not a masterpiece. Would have liked it to be tighter, would have liked more execution maybe from the offense overall. But towards the end of the game, you could feel them getting those wheels greased up. So game 1, get that W, get out of here with a win, and build for the next rest of your season.
On 3rd down and 23, ball thrown well short of the line to gain. Won't even get back to the initial line of scrimmage. There's a lot of whistles. Don't want anything extracurricular here at this point in time. But we are going to take a break. Jackson State forcing Hampton to a 4th down and can sense a W. So Hampton is going to punt the ball away. Jackson State firmly in control by 2 scores as this game has gotten away from the Pirates. It was a tie ball game here early in the quarter, but Jackson State showed that championship pedigree. This ball is booted away. A chance to return for the Tigers. And this is Eric Simmons, who had plenty of big returns, a couple of them wiped away. But Jackson State made all the plays today. Oh, you see there, Chavis actually could not complete the handle, and that's why he could not continue for a first down. Then the interception, and then Ahmad Miller broke it open.
Wake-up call for Jackson State. They're going to learn a lot from this game today, but when they needed it, they got explosive. They found the right ways to get it in the right players' hands. Ahmad Miller taking it back, taking advantage of that big 4th down stop. And James, like you said, this thing was basically wide open starting that 4th quarter, but that is when Jackson State kicks it into high gear, and they stepped up. TC Taylor will take that last 10 minutes of this quarter and say, that's our team. Let's keep this.
So a handoff for Jackson State. Right now as this clock goes at 1:40 and continues to roll. A pickup of 4 on first down, 2nd down and 6.
And with no timeouts on this side, they're just going to bleed this clock dry.
And there's one of the defensive stalwarts today. A sack fumble for the transfer from Florida, Quincy Ivory. It's been complimentary football for Jackson State this afternoon. A rush on 2nd down, as Jackson State just trying to wind this clock. And again, a nice pickup. When you think about it, this is what you expect from a championship side. As Keenan Chisholm is a man that had the carry.
Yeah, we know Jackson State has the firepower. We know the Tigers are built for championship football. This is a game you can work out kinks, and I give Hampton big credit. They did not come in here intimidated. They didn't care about championships, undefeated records at home, SWAC monsters. They came in and played.
First down picked up, and that should do it. As you see, again, behind the play, so pushing and shoving has to be expected if you're Hampton. Pickup of 21 yards. Clock at 15 seconds. And that'll do it. 11 straight wins for Jackson State. Going back to last season. A new season, and they start 1-0. Our final from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Jackson State 28, Hampton 14. Well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. Great kickoff to our 2025 season with John Kelly, Laurencia Bowden, and our fantastic crew. My name is James Hadnot saying so long from Jackson, Mississippi. Have a blessed evening.